Rebirth. Beloved by all, the impoverished and protective film emperor is My Husband is a Manhwa with distinctive art, high-quality visuals, and a captivating story. It tells the story of a young woman with the dream of becoming a top-tier actress, but then an accident happens, and she is betrayed by her fiancé and the relatives around her. She is then reborn to take revenge and marry the film emperor, a super famous handsome man. Let's explore this girl's journey together. It begins with Sheng Wenyin being tricked and sold by a wicked mother and daughter for 30 million. Unable to endure the humiliation, she commits suicide. Wenyin is then reborn, living again a year prior. But that was also the day she was sold to a fat man by her fiancé, Ye Changfeng. Wenyin is still in a daze. When the fat man approaches to do something depraved, she hurriedly reaches for a wine bottle and smashes it with all her might on his head, causing him to fall to the ground. Not stopping there, she trembles, holding the broken bottle, and continues to approach him. The fat man didn't expect that Wen Yin, after being drugged, could still rise up and resist like this. He clutches his bloody head and fearfully runs out of the room. Waiting for the fat man to leave, Wen Yin staggers out of the room with all her strength. At the same time, in the hall, Chi-Si seems to be waiting for the elevator, and turns his head to look upon hearing the noise. Wen Yin doesn't hesitate, and runs towards him. She looks up to confirm one more time, and after making sure it isn't that scoundrel Ye Chengfeng, she passes out in the arms of the handsome man but manages to say, "Help me call 120. Chi-Si's assistant walks out from the room behind him, recognizing her as Sheng Wen Yin, a new actress ranked 18th, who has been getting a lot of flank in showbiz recently. Realizing Wen Yin has been drugged, the assistant quickly asks Chi-Si to take her to his room downstairs and call a doctor. Also, the cameras in the hotel must be deleted, because if the film emperor's pictures of hugging a strange woman were exposed, it would definitely explode in the media. Ignoring what his assistant is saying, Chi-Si picks up Wen Yin. He wants to take her to his room, because going to the assistant's room is too far and inconvenient, but he can't bear to leave her outside the door. Regardless of the assistant's confusion behind him, Chi-Si carries Wen Yin straight to his room and closes the door. Film Emperor Chi-Si places Sheng Wen Yin on the sofa. In her coma, Sheng Wen Yin dreams of the scene when she was sold. Wen Yin lies on the ground without strength, listening to the voices of other people. "If we don't sell you, how can we save Dad's company?" Wen Yin tries hard to open her eyes and realizes it's her mother. Her mother is blaming Yi Chengfeng. "You want to plead for Sheng Wen Yin?" Her younger sister immediately refutes and explains, "That's right, Chengfeng loves you, he won't do that to you." Chengfeng replies silently, "I'm just thinking that 30 million is probably not enough." Wen Yin is shocked to hear the conversation. Her younger sister, along with her biological mother and her fiancé, all three of them are standing there negotiating the price to sell her off for the most profit. The man who bought her controls her, saying, "See clearly, what's the use of resisting for so long? Unless she dies, don't ever think about leaving this place." Sheng Wen Yin tries hard to look towards her mother and younger sister, only to see them smirking at her. Her younger sister pulls her mother's hand, looks at her, and sneers. "Can she only be sold for 30 million? But she's so pretty. I feel like she should be worth at least 100 million. Her younger sister crosses her arms and looks at her, sneering. The scoundrel who bought her leans close to her ear, provoking, "Look, it's your family who sold you. Why not start a live stream?" Sheng Wen Yin uses all her strength to snatch the gun from him and points it straight at her head. She glared with pain-filled eyes. "In the next life, I must open my eyes wide and be a better person." She woke up in a daze, her mind blank, only fragments of the painful memories flashing through her mind. Was it all just a dream? No, it wasn't a dream. She had truly returned to the year before. She was reborn. She clenched her fists, a burning determination to take revenge on everyone who had wronged her ignited in her heart. "Heaven has given me a chance for revenge. Those who harmed me, bullied me, and humiliated me in my past life. I will meet you all again." Lost in her thoughts, her phone suddenly rang. She answered, and a shrill female voice blasted into her ear from the other end. "Sheng Wen Yin, why are you only answering now? There's a travel game show. There are 5 guest stars traveling together, and 1 housekeeper responsible for taking care of the guests' daily lives. The guest star is Ye Chengfeng, someone who was originally scheduled to meet Ye Chengfeng, temporarily doesn't want to go. I'm warning you, don't you dare mess this up again. If you don't work, then you..." Wen Yin cut her off. "I'll do it. I'll definitely take good care of these 5 guest stars, especially Ye Chengfeng," Wen Yin said with a cold, resolute expression. After the call, she immediately went to the company. As she stepped into the elevator, she met someone, the person who had saved her in her previous life. 9 Golden Awards Best Actor, Chi-Si. 9 Golden Awards Best Actor, Chi-Si. I had only seen him on TV in my previous life. I never thought I'd meet the real person right after being reborn. Suddenly, Chi-Si looked at her, their eyes met awkwardly. Wen Yin thought to herself, "What the heck? We don't even know each other. Why is he looking at me? Men are never anything good." Suddenly, The assistant beside Qi flusteredly explained, Qilaoxi, it's my fault. I didn't check carefully enough. I didn't realize the drink had such a high alcohol content. Brother Lang said he's allergic to alcohol. Qi waved his hand and said, it's all right. He didn't seem to care much, because he was his close secretary, so he didn't want to blame him too much. As soon as he finished speaking, he suddenly felt dizzy, his whole body felt weak, his vision darkened, and he staggered towards Sheng Wenyin. Sheng Wenyin, who was beside him, was startled and quickly supported him. Qi, she whispered his name, but he had already lost consciousness, fainting on her shoulder. Wenyin thought, this is such a pain. Qi's assistant panicked and quickly sat down to support Qi, shaking him. Teacher Qi, what's wrong? Wenyin knelt down, looking at his face, supporting his firm shoulders, and urged the assistant urgently, lay him down. Ah, okay. He gently laid Qi down on the elevator floor. Qi's forehead and body were covered in sweat, and the situation didn't look good. Seeing this, Wenyin quickly performed first aid on him. She pressed her hands hard on his chest to quickly save him from respiratory failure caused by alcohol abuse, since he was allergic to alcohol, especially high-proof alcohol. You aren't going to. Wenyin lifted Qi's handsome face, and the assistant exclaimed in horror. She directly gave Qi mouth-to-mouth resuscitation without hesitation. Saving someone, but getting to kiss such a handsome and famous movie star is quite a bargain. Brother Lang. I couldn't protect Teacher Qi's first kiss. Qi's assistant trembled and lamented. Cough. Qi slowly opened his eyes. That's great. Are you a doctor? The assistant exclaimed happily, then turned to Wenyin and asked. Well, his condition is still good, the critical period has passed, but it's still best to go to the hospital for a checkup. She replied to the assistant naturally, and suddenly the elevator chimed. The elevator doors opened, startling both of them to look back. Wenyin quickly got up and turned away, leaving Qi still lying on the floor, with the assistant staring at her blankly. Don't breathe a word of this, or I'll castrate you. She whipped her head around, giving the assistant a sharp, warning glare. The next morning, the Travel 5+1 filming crew began their first day of shooting at 6 a.m. Are our viewers excited to see the bare face of our female celebrity on the show? Join us for a surprise, bare face attack on the female celebrity. Let's go! The reporter, standing in front of Sheng Wenyin's room, excitedly led the way and placed her hand on the doorknob. Just as she was about to open the door, Sheng Wenyin unexpectedly flung it open from inside. Hello, Wenyin. The vision before them, dressed in a light purple dress that showed off her shoulders and delicate collarbones, her captivating eyes paired with long, cascading curls, resembled an ethereal, beautiful goddess, radiating unparalleled charm. You're awake, the reporter stammered, addressing Wenyin. Next, you'll be waking up the other guests. The bus leaves at exactly 7 o'clock. Guests who don't arrive on time will have to find their own way to the first travel station. Afterwards, the crew handed Sheng Wenyin a box of ballots. She had to draw one to choose the person she would wake up first. Coincidentally, the name printed on the slip was her fiancé, Ye Changfeng. How coincidental, Sheng Wenyin sneered. Is the live stream on? She gripped the doorknob of Ye Changfeng's room, questioning the IOP reporter. Yes, it's connected, the young reporter replied. Sheng Wenyin walked straight into the room, picked up a bottle of mineral water from the table, twisted off the cap, and poured it directly onto the face of Ye Changfeng, who was sound asleep in bed. Who is it? He jolted awake, sitting up abruptly, shouting in anger. The scene that just unfolded left the cameraman and the young reporter stunned, shocked by Sheng Wenyin's style. I really don't know what to say at this point. Get up, gather downstairs at 7:30. If you're late, you won't be allowed on the bus. She tossed the empty water bottle towards Ye Changfeng and turned away, leaving the reporters bewildered and Ye Changfeng in utter surprise. Why is Sheng Wenyin involved in this entertainment industry, and she dares to treat me like this? Ye Changfeng asked himself furiously. Did I hear wrong just now? 7:30? To gather downstairs? I think I heard that too, the young reporter and the cameraman asked each other, confused. Did you guys mishear? Did you wake up too early and haven't come to your senses yet? Do you need to go wash your faces to wake yourselves up and clear your heads? Sheng Wenyin, who heard them from the front, scolded. Am I the only one who's not fully awake? The two of them exchanged utterly bewildered glances. Ye Changfeng, Feng Xiaoxiao, Dulan, Shi Yan are done. Now there's only one person left, Teacher Wang, a veteran actor. Be a little polite, okay? A member of the filming crew reminded her with a hesitant tone. Teacher Wang, wake up. Filming is about to start. Sheng Wenyin opened the door and walked into Teacher Wang's room. The man on the bed had just woken up, his long, masculine hand with visible veins rubbing his eyes. He lowered his hand, looking at the group of people who had just entered the room, including Sheng Wenyin. Huh, why is it Qi? She was surprised to see that the person lying on the bed was none other than 9-time Golden Film Emperor Chi Si. Temporarily putting aside her questions, she walked closer to him. "Gather downstairs before 7 o'clock, she said to him, then looked at his face. Why does he look so pale? Is he still suffering from yesterday's alcohol allergy? Shang Wenyin wondered to herself as she looked at Chi Si. If you don't go, find your own way to the first station, she continued. On the live broadcast, the crowd of simps went crazy over Chi Si's image and actively commented, Chi Yingdi's exclusive pictures in the morning, I love it so much. Why is Shang Wenyin on this show? I don't want to watch it with her here. Was I too fast? Isn't Chi Yingdi's sleepwear worth more photos? Sorry I'm late. Chi Si walked down to the lobby where Wen Yin and the other 3 members of the crew were waiting. Exactly 7 o'clock, Wen Yin looked at the time displayed on her phone and said, Everyone, let's get in the car. Huh? Aren't there 5 people? Is there one more person who hasn't arrived yet? A girl in the crew asked Wen Yin, If it's 7 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock. Who else hasn't arrived? Or are you waiting for him again? She glanced at her and said loudly with a cold, indifferent tone, I don't want to. I don't like it. I don't want to. The girl replied to Wen Yin hesitantly, shyly, and extremely awkwardly. A moment later, Ye Chengfeng's figure appeared in the lobby. Hasn't anyone arrived yet? He asked in surprise, wondering why there wasn't a single person in the lobby. They've all left. Chengfeng, you have to find a way to get there yourself. You have to be at the airport before 8 o'clock to catch the flight. The person following him to film the video replied, Didn't you say to gather at 7:30? Yi Chengfeng turned around in a panic and questioned, Who told you that? 7 o'clock. Not 7:30. The cameraman said, Gather downstairs at 7:30. Latecomers are not allowed on the bus. Ye Chengfeng recalled that Shang Wenyin had told him to be there at 7:30. This bitch did it on purpose. Does she want to go against me? Fine, then I'll play along to the end. Ye Chengfeng muttered angrily in his head, France airport. When the crew arrived at the airport, they saw Ye Chengfeng already waiting there. No one knows how Ye Chengfeng arrived before the crew, even though he left later. Why are you guys only arriving now? I thought you all got lost. Ye Chengfeng approached Wen Yin, Chi Si, and the other 3 guests. Oh, isn't this Chi Qianbei? Are you also participating in this game show? I'm so excited. I never thought I could have the destiny to participate in the same program with Chi Qianbei. I'm a big fan of his. I've watched every movie of his at least 10 times. Can I have your autograph? I really admire you. Chengfeng gestured as he spoke, expressing his admiration for Chi Si. Ye Chengfeng took out a blank piece of paper and a pen, and handed them to Chi Si, intending to ask for an autograph. Everything was recorded by the camera, but the response he received was silence. I just really like Qin Qianbei. Ye Chengfeng continued stubbornly, begging and showing his pleading to Qin Si, so that everyone could see that the famous movie Emperor Qin Si was not friendly to everyone and would be recorded on camera. Shang Wenyin glared at Ye Chengfeng and stood in front of Qi Si. He's not feeling well, you want him to sign for you? Then do you want him to perform a golden hook hanging upside down for you too? Young master, she reminded Ye Chengfeng loudly, selling misery in front of the camera, implying that people are not grateful. He deserves to be Ye Chengfeng. She thought to herself as she looked at Ye Chengfeng with a cold expression. Ye Chengfeng asked Wen Yin, Steward, do you have to mock me like that? I just didn't know that Chi Yingdi's health was not good. And why did you deliberately report the wrong meeting time to me this morning? Ye Chengfeng deliberately questioned Shang Wenyin. I'm mocking you, she smirked, looking at Chengfeng. Why would I bother to take jabs at you? 3 yuan for 1 key, 10 yuan for 3. Are you even worth it? She retorted resolutely. Go, go, go! Yang Chengfeng stammered, looking flustered. From a medical perspective, the incisors are connected to the left brain. You're stuttering? Ever think, could it be left brain cancer? Wen Yin spoke over Chengfeng, ignoring his utterly bewildered and uncomfortable expression. The livestream comment section was flooded with insults directed at Wen Yin. Is this Sheng Wenyin mentally ill? Cursing so vulgarly on a livestream? Why hasn't the production team intervened yet? Our Feng Feng obviously doesn't know about this malignant tumor, Sheng Hu Hu, in the entertainment industry. Got it. I suspect she likes our Feng Feng. Wants him but can't have him, so she loves him so much that she hates him. Don't even mention it. It's over for Sheng Hu Hu, who already withdrew from the entertainment industry, and watch her struggle with her scandals. This person is truly trash. One of the 5 guest stars stepped in to mediate, hoping everyone would calm down. This is a program live stream. Whether intentional or not, the audience's eyes are as sharp as snow. He patted Yen Chengfeng's shoulder, subtly telling him to calm down. Right, this is a live stream. Sheng Wenyin attacking me like this, the audience will definitely think it's her fault and sympathize with me. Could it be that Sheng Wenyin loves me too much, so she wants to use this method to help me attract passers-by? As expected, Sheng Wenyin doesn't feel warmth in the Sheng family. Only I will protect her. This idiot is probably so in love with me she's gone crazy. Yi Chengfeng thought to himself while looking at Sheng Wenyin. You're just here as a temporary replacement. Didn't your agent explain it clearly to you? Guan, Incar, Guanjia, isn't for you to manage the 5 guest stars. In reality, you're their servant. You must prioritize taking care of them. A man from the production team came out to speak with Wenyin, reminding her to perform her job duties properly. For the next 3 days, our activity budget is only 100 euros, covering all food and accommodation costs. And our task is to check in at least 5 tourist spots in France. The production team began to roll out the filming schedule and tasks for the 5 guest stars to complete. Who knows French? This is too difficult. So many people with only 100 euros. Feng Xiaoxiao and Du Lan, the 2 female guest stars, whined to each other. I came here last year. I know a hotel nearby that's quite convenient. How about everyone stay there first? Ye Chengfeng preemptively spoke up. Okay, if our housekeeper doesn't say anything, let's just follow along first. Feng Xiaoxiao replied playfully. She saw Wenyin checking accommodation information in France on her phone. The atmosphere was a bit affectionate. Ye Chengfeng led the group to a 25 euro accommodation, and then to a restaurant where they spent no less than 25 euros. As a result, somehow Ye Chengfeng actually lost his way, leading the entire group astray before disappearing without a trace. 75 euros spent in just 1 day, and we can't even find our way. What are we going to do tomorrow? Du Lan complained irritably. Ye Chengfeng knew he was unreliable, so he shirked his responsibility and ran away. Movie Emperor Qi, however, said nothing. Du Lan muttered in frustration. We haven't even had dinner yet. I'm so hungry. Feng Xiaoxiao's stomach was growling loudly because she hadn't had dinner. The sound of Wenyin eating crispy crackers caught everyone's attention. Where did you get those crackers? Give me a piece. I'm starving. Feng Xiaoxiao hurried over to Sheng Wenyin. Wenyin, you're our housekeeper. Do you have any ideas? In the end, they still needed someone to pay attention. Du Lan approached and asked, Empty vessels make the most noise. Where's your moral compass? Sheng Wenyin responded vaguely to Du Lan with a shake of her head. Sheng Wenyin, geez, Feng Xiaoxiao said, annoyed. Although I actually do have a way, Wenyin interrupted. So, what way do you actually have? Where are we going? Xiaoxiao asked her, confused. Wenyin then held out her phone for everyone to see, showing a picture of a house with a classic French architectural style that looked old. The group went to the house that Sheng Wenyin had mentioned, a place that had been damaged by war, marked on the phone's map. The place was quite deserted and desolate, with the wind whistling and dry leaves falling to the ground, rustling, making the scene a bit scary. Are we really staying here? Feng Xiaoxiao said with a timid, fearful tone. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind blew past, accompanied by an eerie whistling sound, causing Xiaoxiao to jump and scream. Sheng Wenyin walked to the door and rang the bell. From inside, there were slow footsteps approaching the door, a creaking sound, and the door slowly opened, revealing a black shadow that scared Feng Xiaoxiao half to death, making her shrink back into Wenyin in terror. Sheng Wenyin smiled helplessly, and a warm voice sounded, Êtes-vous Mademoiselle Sheng? From inside the dark house, an elderly French woman with a benevolent face and kind eyes came out, delighted to see Sheng Wenyin. Wenyin smiled back at the old woman. On the live streaming forum, people were commenting, You can get there by just taking 1 subway line. It only costs 4 euros for 6 people. Is Sheng Wenyin's French that good? There are absolutely no barriers to communicating with the homestay owner. I didn't like her at first, but now I might have to change my mind. Everyone entered the living room. Free accommodation with 3 meals a day. Today we only spent 4 euros. Yesterday, 1 meal cost 25 euros. Feng Xiaoxiao exclaimed happily, because she thought the expenses were too cheap. This place isn't bad. But she suddenly realized the problem, covering her mouth as soon as she realized she had poked Ye Chengfeng's sore spot, who was standing next to her. That's my problem. But, Miss Manager, what should we do now? The program team said we can't rely on connections, and if they find out, they'll deduct double the funding for the next period. Ye Chengfeng said to Sheng Wenyin with an arrogant, smug attitude. The live streaming forum started to buzz. It's so strange, Ye Chengfeng doesn't seem to be doing anything, but why do I hate him so much? He just looks so cunning and pretentious. Right, this is clearly a provocation. He can't do well himself, but he won't let others do well either. The live streaming audience commented harshly. There are a lot of deaths in this place, Wenyin said lightly while sipping tea. Then why did you bring us here? Feng Xiaoxiao fearfully clutched the pillow in her hand because it was free. She replied coldly. In this area, more than 5 people have died in the past 10 years, mainly suicides, because it's too remote, everything is bad, the equipment is old, and sometimes the power supply even breaks down. This homestay isn't doing well, and they'll be closing their business in a few days, so they said we could stay for 2 days for free, she explained calmly. Really? The owner is so kind. Feng Xiaozhao put on big, innocent eyes, replying a little timidly. But after we leave, this place probably won't close down, Qixi said. Free accommodation in exchange for free advertising, we can also consider ourselves to be staying here comfortably for a few days. Wen Yin said to Qixi, "Ah, there's a projector here. Can we watch a horror movie?" Feng Xiaozhao became extremely excited when she saw a large projector in the living room, immediately throwing away the pillow she was holding in fright and said happily, "Whatever." Wen Yin replied with an icy coldness. Everyone started turning on a horror movie to watch on the projector. At the climax, the ghost jumped out with a loud noise, scaring Feng Xiaozhao pale, and she turned to hug Dulan tightly. "Wen Yin, are you okay?" Dulan asked Wen Yin while hugging Feng Xiaozhao. It's all in the past. Pointless to dwell on it." Tang Aining tried to maintain a calm, cold demeanor as she replied to Dulan, but in reality she was trembling with fear, hugging a pillow tightly to cover her eyes, avoiding the horrifying ghostly scenes. Qixi took in her every action. Afraid of ghosts. Afraid of ghosts, he looked at her, secretly chuckling to himself. The movie ended, and it was already midnight. Everyone went back to their rooms to sleep. Sheng Wenyin, Dulan, and Feng Xiaozhao shared a room. The other two were already sound asleep. But Wen Yin couldn't fall asleep for the longest time. Her mind was filled with ghosts. The haunting images from the movie made her tremble like a leaf. She couldn't sleep, but couldn't turn on the lights either. Was it still bright outside? Suddenly, she noticed the lights in the living room hallway were still on, and she had the idea to go out and take a look. She walked out to the living room and approached the breaker box. Suddenly, the entire house went dark. Seriously, the power went out at this hour? Oh well, I'll just go back to my room and figure it out later. She slowly, tremblingly, felt her way along the wall back to her room. As she was walking, her hand suddenly touched a strange object with sharp fingernails. "Ah, don't tell me I touched a ghost." Wen Yin jumped back and screamed, "Sheng Wen Yin!" From the dim shadows, a deep, warm voice called her name. It was none other than Qixi. "Qixi." She looked at him shyly. Qixi and Wen Yin looked at each other, their eyes reflecting awkwardness. "Let me go turn on the lights," Qixi said. Scared, he saw her trembling all over, unconsciously grabbing his sleeve. Wen Yin looked as adorable as a little bunny rabbit at that moment. "Who's scared?" She let go of his sleeve, feigning a serious expression. "Fine, then I'm scared. Come with me," Qixi said with a smile, then suddenly grabbed Wen Yin's wrist, making her freeze. His action was both gentle and decisive, as if he had to seize this golden opportunity. The atmosphere became awkward, but there was something very romantic about it. "You're the one begging me," she replied shyly. Her cheeks flushed red like steamed buns, both cute and charming. Qixi held Wen Yin's hand and led her to the breaker box. She looked at him, remembering being locked in the dark room in her past life. While her eyes were on him, her mind was filled with the scene of being locked in the dark room, and she felt a little grateful. The two of them reached the breaker box. Qixi fumbled around and finally found the switch, then flipped it on. The hallway lit up, and the light shone on the two of them, making the atmosphere a little unnatural. Qixi still held Wen Yin's hand tightly, making her feel quite secure. "I'm going back to my room now." She let go of his hand and shyly went back to her room. Dawn gradually broke, and the group of guests boarded a plane back to their country. "Finally, it's over. We even have some money left over for the next trip." "But isn't Film Emperor Qi not going to the next one?" Feng Xiaozhao asked Dulan curiously. "That's right. I heard that this time, it was because of a personal favor between Teacher Wang and Film Emperor Qi that he temporarily replaced Teacher Wang to participate." Dulan, who was sitting next to her, replied, "But being able to collaborate once like this has already earned us quite a bit. Film Emperor Qi is someone that people can only look up to. Sister Lan, what do you think is Film Emperor Qi's ideal type of woman for marriage in the future?" Xiao Xiao leaned close to Dulan's ear and whispered, "To be worthy of Film Emperor Qi, she must be beautiful, gentle, and generous." As Dulan was talking, in the row of seats next to them where Qixi was sleeping, Sheng Wenyin walked past Qixi's seat, and her leg bumped into his knee. "Excuse me." The bump startled him, and he opened his eyes wide to glance at Sheng Wenyin. No matter what type of woman he likes, it definitely won't be someone like her. Feng Xiaozhao covered her mouth and whispered. After landing at the airport, Wen Yin pulled her suitcase out of the arrival hall and saw a familiar figure. "Sister Cam, is it because you know I'm broke that you drove your private car to pick me up?" As her boss, she approached the car parked in front of the airport lobby. "Sister Cam, when will my salary be released this time?" Sheng Wenyin asked impatiently. "Salary? The production team is complaining about you. You made phone calls, and after 800 calls, you still have the nerve to ask for your salary." Sheng Wenyin, what do you think you're doing? You were told to work as a housekeeper, but you lorded over Yini Chengfeng and cursed at others. Why don't you talk about that? Boss Cam scolded Wen Yin relentlessly. "If the production team has opinions, why didn't they tell me directly? Everything's already been recorded." What's the point of you saying this, Sister Cam? I need to go home, the jet lag is killing me. Wen Yin retorted and opened the car door. Cam Ji also followed her into the car. The car started moving. Your popularity in the 5+1 travel broadcast show isn't bad. Before, 100% of netizens were cursing you, now it's only 99%. Cam Mai commented on Wen Yin wearily. Here's your next gig, she said, handing Wen Yin an A4 sheet of paper. A new film project called Fairy Spirit Island, looking for female role number 5. Only can mark this cannon fodder resource, she thought to herself. How much does this pay? Before she could finish asking, Cam Mai threw a pile of papers at her. Take it, this is the entire script. I don't even like this female number 5 contract. But the script isn't bad. The production team has a public audition tomorrow. Go audition for me. If not, just play a background character. Ca Mai was typing on her phone with one hand, talking non-stop, with an indifferent expression. You poor wretch. I'll transfer 3,000 to you first. After speaking, she immediately transferred 3,000 yuan to her account. Wen Yin smiled lightly, looking at her. This Cam Mai seems cold and annoying on the surface, but inside she is quite warm and kind. A real softie at heart. In my previous life, the female number 5 role was cut, and Ca Mai didn't let me audition for the female number 1 either. Now that I have this opportunity, I'll give it a try. Wen Yin picked up the paper and looked at it intently, her eyes flashing with determination. The next day, Sheng Wen Yin arrived at Wan Nian Film's studio to audition. Go home and wait for the notification, someone from the film crew told her after the audition. The audition is over. I'm calling for a ride. It seems like Ca Mai is calling. Wen Yin answered the phone and replied. Ca Mai called Wen Yin to ask how the audition went after she finished. How do you feel about yourself? Wen Yin repeated Ca Mai's question with a very smug expression. I think I'm excellent. If they don't choose me, they're blind. Before Wen Yin could finish speaking, the other end hung up, and the phone rang 3 times. Beep, beep, beep. Clearly showing annoyance. It's easy to imagine Ca Mai's frustrated expression after hearing Sheng Wen Yin's narcissism. Seeing this, Wen Yin just smiled and put down the phone, intending to put it away, but it rang again. What is it now? As soon as she answered the phone, the voice on the other end wasn't Ca Mai's but the harsh voice of a woman. Sheng Wen Yin, aren't you ashamed to ask me what's going on? I've called you dozens of times, and you don't answer. Is this your attitude towards your mother? The woman spoke loudly. It was none other than her biological mother. The mother she had to endure in her previous life. The biological mother who betrayed her in her previous life, trading with outsiders to sell her off. My own mother sold her daughter to underground organizations for live broadcast meat sales. What kind of mother is this? Even beasts aren't as cruel as she is, she scoffed. If you want me to come back, I will, but don't regret it when I do, Sheng Wen Yin coldly replied. At the Tang family, she stepped into the house that had painfully and humiliatingly bound her childhood. So, you still know how to find your way back? The woman in a cheongsam, looking elegant, sat with her arms crossed on the sofa. Wasn't it you who called me back, Mom? She retorted, hands on her hips. Is that how you treat your mother? Very well, you stubborn thing. She angrily cursed and raised her hand to slap her, but she firmly grabbed her hand, looking directly into her eyes. Sheng Wen Yin, you dare to resist when I hit you, she exclaimed in disbelief, scolding Wen Yin. Resist? What I did earlier wasn't resistance, this is resistance, Wen Yin said, then raised her hand and slapped her cruel biological mother across the face with a resounding smack. Very good, if I don't teach you a lesson today, I'm not your mother. Someone, bring out the family law, she angrily shouted, her face turning green. At the same time, a voice rang out from outside the door. Sister, you're back, huh? You came at the perfect time. It was Sheng Wen Yin's own younger sister, Sheng Qingqing. How do you like my dress? She wore a long evening gown adorned with crystals and beads, showing it off as much as possible. Dad gave this to me last week. It's a custom-made piece from a famous Italian designer. The hand-sewing cost alone was over $1 million. The total cost for the dress is $3 million. Do you think it's pretty? As she was babbling on, she suddenly turned and saw a red mark on her mother's cheek. Mom, what happened to your face? Sheng Qingqing anxiously asked. That's right, it was just like this in my past life. Showing off to me was Sheng Qingqing's joy. Sheng Qingqing always had custom-made dresses from famous designers, and I only had clothes that cost a few dozen yuan. If I was even a minute late coming home from school, I would be punished. But no matter how late Sheng Qingqing was, she would be welcomed into the house. Sheng Wen Yin was lost in the memories of her past life. Meanwhile, her mother held a large stick, radiating murderous intent, as she aimed it at Wen Yin. Second sister, how could you hit Mom? Quickly apologize to Mom. If Mom is lenient, she'll hit you less. That Sheng Qingqing put on a pious act, clasping her hands together in a seemingly noble gesture, pretending to persuade. but in her heart she despised Sheng Wenyin. Truly, she's a two-faced fox under the same roof. Sheng Qingqing is heaven, and I am the abyss. Then I'll give you your comeuppance now. As she thought this, she approached the two women, grabbed her mother's wrist, snatched the stick from her hand, causing her to lose her balance and fall to the ground. Leaving the Tang family, she strode down the street, happily pondering as she walked. Being reborn and hitting them is so easy and liberating. If I want to take revenge thoroughly, I still need to start with the financial group behind them. I need capital. She immediately opened her phone to check her account balance. Heavens! There are only 2,912 yuan in the account. The determined Avenger persona from earlier suddenly vanished. She looked at the balance and laughed helplessly. Sister Cam, when are you paying me? Yes. Wen Yin immediately switched to cute, hungry bunny mode, calling Cam Mai. Let's talk after filming episode 2, Cam Mai replied nonchalantly. At the airport, Wen Yin, there will be a guest flying with her in the second episode. Please welcome them, a man from the production team said. She then opened her phone to see the photo of this episode's guest. Flying guest, Xin Yan. Who is that? Must be over there. She looked at the photo while glancing around, searching for the guest in the picture. Her eyes turned towards a crowd of people shouting loudly outside the airport hall. The sound of camera shutters clicked. A crowd surrounded a reddish-brown-haired man, none other than this episode's guest, Qin Yan. So annoying. How did they know? And run over here. Sheng miss, I'm so sorry for the long wait. Qin Yan turned and saw Wen Yin, then sighed. Let's go, everyone is waiting outside. She pulled her suitcase and turned to leave. Suddenly, a hand touched hers. She startled and let go of the suitcase handle, turned back and saw Xin Yan holding her suitcase handle. Don't rush. I just wanted to help you pull your luggage. I accidentally touched your hand, Xin Yan explained with an innocent demeanor. Claws all over the place. I'll chop you up. Wen Yin pointed directly at Xin Yan's face, and then pulled her suitcase and turned to leave. Feisty enough. Just like the rumors said. I wonder if she's as playable as the dark materials say, Xin Yan pondered, his eyes revealing a lustful look. This Qin Yan isn't a good guy either. After the flight, the whole group moved to the hotel. The production team said there would be a flying guest this time. I didn't expect it to be senior apprentice brother. Feng Xiaoxiao happily approached Qin Yan, while Qin Yan wrapped his arms around Feng Xiaoxiao. 3 men and 3 women, each in their own room. Sheng Wenyin placed the money on the reception desk and said, Will Zhao Ye come tonight? He will. Dulan was looking at her and asking, when a man walked in from outside. Teacher Qi too. That person is Qi. Actor Qi Si slowly walked in, pulling his suitcase. The livestream forum continued to attract thousands of comments. Yanya's child is here. Qi actor is also here. Both stoves are overjoyed. Didn't they say Qi actor was just filling in and wouldn't be able to come this episode? Who created this rumor? The audience commented incessantly. Let's go, Miss Manager. What should we do? Qin Si walked over to where Qin Yan and Wen Yin were standing. Qin Yan saw this and was about to greet Qin Si, but was coldly ignored by Qin Si, who turned to Sheng Wenyin. Everyone put away your belongings. Gather in half an hour to go to the scenic spots. Wen Yin spoke up. It's almost time to go. Why hasn't Xin Yan come down yet? Everyone gathered in the hotel's lobby lounge to prepare to leave, except for one person who hadn't come down to gather, Xin Yan. Let me go check. Wen Yin went up to Xin Yan's room, intending to knock on the door. But before she could knock, the door opened, a hand reached out from inside, grabbed her wrist, used a strong force to pull her into the room. The door slammed shut. I forgot my phone. I'll go up and get it, Qi Si said and stood up, walking towards the room. Let's play together. The kind of game only adults play, the game of bumping. Xin Yan pressed her against the door, whispering suggestive words in her ear. Okay. She looked directly into his eyes, smiling. Qin Si walked into the hallway, encountering Wen Yin just closing Qin Yan's door and walking out, sweat glistening on her face and body. Wen Yin looked up and was startled to meet Qi Si's eyes. Qin Yan is not feeling well. He can't go. Let's go, she explained flusteredly. Then let me ask him what exactly is making him uncomfortable. Qi Si frowned unhappily, leaning his hand against the door, using force to push it open. Don't! She stood in front of the door, blocking it. The door was flung open after Qi Si's push. What met his eyes was Xin Yan lying sprawled on the ground, blood still flowing from his forehead and mouth. Who told him to harass me? He deserved it. What was that about adults playing childish bumping games? That's why I used army wrestling techniques to play around with him. Who told him not to dodge when I hit him? Just running headfirst into it, Sheng Wenyin explained. Arms crossed. You go downstairs first. Let me handle things here, Qin Si raised a hand to his forehead, resigned. After she left, he approached Qin Yan and kicked him, waking him up groggily. That bitch, Sheng Wenyin. As soon as he woke up, he touched his forehead and, seeing blood, started cursing Sheng Wenyin. Stand up when you talk, Qingxi coldly sat down in the chair, looking at him with sharp eyes. A moment later, Xinyan walked down to the hotel lobby with a bandaged head. Senior brother, what happened to you? Feng Xiaozhao ran to Xinyan's side when she saw him, anxiously asking. Xinyan looked up and met the eyes of Qingxi and Sheng Wenyin, who were looking at him as if they wanted to devour him whole, radiating murderous intent that made Xinyan break out in a cold sweat. I was careless in the toilet and fell, Xinyan replied irritably. Let's go, Wenyin said. Senior brother, you're injured like this, and Sheng Wenyin isn't even saying anything about taking care of you. Feng Xiaoxiao snuggled up to Xinyan. She's the manager, we just listen to her, as long as you take care of me, Xiaoxiao. Xinyan whispered to Xiaoxiao. Damn it, I'm not going to let today's beating go, he thought angrily, gritting his teeth, as the group moved to the scenic spots to film. As night fell, the group moved back to the hotel to rest. Tomorrow, I'll be the group leader, Feng Xiaoxiao said unhappily. Xiaoxiao, don't cause trouble like that, Dulan beside her spoke up, trying to dissuade her. I'm not causing trouble. Look at her, is she even remotely interested in traveling? Senior brother hit his head in a fall and isn't feeling well, so he had to take the bus with her. That damn bus moves in a way that made his head hurt the whole time. When he got back, he was feeling unwell. I don't care, I'm going to be the group leader tomorrow. If you don't let me be the group leader, then give me and senior brother the money. We'll go separately. We won't go with you guys anymore. Sheng Wenyin was still calmly counting money, ignoring Feng Xiaozhao, who was standing akimbo and yelling loudly at her. Xiaoxiao, you can't joke about this, your English isn't good, how can we let you go separately? Dulan nudged Xiaoxiao's arm and said, You want to be the group leader? Fine, Wenyin replied calmly. I'll tell the male students over there that everyone can sleep until 10 o'clock tomorrow and we'll start our activities in the afternoon. Unlike some people, I actually respect everyone's sleep quality. Xiaoxiao snatched the stack of expense money from Wenyin's hand, said some sarcastic words, and turned around to leave for her room. She's just a kid, don't get angry, Dulan comforted Wenyin. If she wants to play, I'll let her play, I'm fine, Wenyin replied with a faint smile. The next day, ignoring the other 4 people, Wenyin and Qixi sat drinking coffee. The scene was really warm. This image being live-streamed brought in a huge amount of fans and comments for the two of them. Honestly, Sheng Wenyin is really beautiful. She's the only woman I've seen standing next to Film Emperor Qixi who doesn't seem inferior in any way. I think so too. Before, even when Film Emperor Qi was with a clay, I always felt that that woman wasn't worthy of Film Emperor Qi. But Sheng Wenyin and Film Emperor Qi, sitting together, the words perfect match crazily appeared in my head. What's wrong with some people's eyes? You don't see them as a good match? How are they a good match? Another comment cuts in. Ah, I'm sorry, cheese fans. I'll slap myself as punishment. Please don't scold me anymore. Let's have lunch first, and in the afternoon, we'll rent a car to go to the scenic area. Wenyin stood up and said to Qinxi, She really doesn't care about her, so heartless as to take it to heart. Qixi asked back, I'm not her mother, why can't I be heartless? Wenyin turned and left. The two walked together on the street. While walking, Wenyin saw a shop selling watches, displaying sparkling wristwatches. She gazed at them and sighed. Can't afford them. She looked at them wistfully. Do you like them? Qinxi noticed, and asked with a smile. Just looking for fun. She regained her cold expression and replied, then turned away. Qixi watched her retreating figure, and smiled thoughtfully. Senior brother, what do you want to eat later? I have the budget, you can choose whatever you like. Over here, Feng Xiaoxiao walked with Xinyan, chatting happily. Huh, I clearly put it in my bag. She reached into the handbag slung over her shoulder to take out the wad of budget money, but found that the wad of money had disappeared without a trace. What's wrong? Dulan saw this and rushed over to ask. Sister Lan, I can't find the money anymore, Xiaoxiao said in a panic. Did you take the money to buy coffee for Xiao Qin just now, or did you forget it there? Dulan said. Lost the money. Wenyin approached Xiaoxiao, coldly dropping a sentence. The live stream started to split into 2 factions, arguing, Sheng Wenyin can't offer any help. So selfish? Is this called selfish? Haven't Feng's fans left yet? Feng Xiaoxiao and the others used the money to lick Xinyan's boots and then lost the wallet. Everyone wants to drink Northwest Wind. How can you have the face to scold Sheng Wenyin for being selfish? Renting a car, ordering food, even if you didn't lose the money, could you have persevered until tomorrow? Changing the team leader was not only because Xinyan himself fell, but Sheng Wenyin also didn't let him cut Zhao Zhao, resulting in Feng Xiaoxiao getting angry for the sake of his looks. I'm really impressed. Zhao Zhao is a tiered system. The low level is Dai Zhao, the medium level is Zhong Zhao, and the high level is Zhao Zhao. Who asked you to interfere? I'll go find it myself, Feng Xiaoxiao yelled in a huff. Night fell, and the whole group had returned to the hotel. Only Zhao Zhao was still looking for the budget and hadn't returned. Why is there still no news from Xiao Zhao, Wenyin? What should we do now? Dulan sat next to her, anxiously worried. With the production team around, What could happen? It's so late, and there's no sign of anyone. Let me go find the production team to discuss the N amount of money. Wen Yin replied wearily and stood up to go find the production team. While walking down the hallway towards the emergency exit, she suddenly heard a loud scream coming from the stairwell. Senior brother, don't do this, let me go, senior brother. Wen Yin recognized that it was Feng Xiaoxiao's voice and quickly went to the door of the emergency exit and was about to push it open when a hand grabbed her hand to stop her. Don't worry, if I intervene now, Xinyan's public relations team will definitely seize the story and target her. Jia Lei, Film Emperor Qi, look at her explaining, do you wish I could ignore it? What's the matter? You're just like Xinyan, you've also done similar things, right? She looked at him with angry eyes and replied. After speaking, she immediately kicked the door open and rushed in. What's that sound? Hearing the loud noise, the production team and the camera crew quickly ran towards the source of the sound. Ah! Feng Xiaoxiao screamed, trembling, when she saw the camera pointed at her. Sheng Wenyin kicked Xinyan in the groin, causing him to pass out. Sheng Wenyin, what are you doing? A member of the production team shouted upon seeing this. All the scenes just now were captured on camera, and naturally, the LP forum started buzzing again. Who was that person who got beaten up? Xinyan, Sheng Wenyin, has gone crazy. Did anyone see Feng Xiaoxiao's expression just now? What's going on? Isn't the production team going to explain? Qixi stepped forward, using his body to block the camera. The director immediately turned off the live stream recording. Director, what about the images just now? A member of the production team asked. Consider it as preserved evidence. Take him to the hospital. Feng Xiaoxiao sat huddled on the floor, crying in fear. Wen Yin then took off her jacket and put it on Xiaoxiao, then took her back to her room. Xiaoxiao, tell me quickly. What did he do to you after all? This is the only chance to clarify things. You have to think carefully. Dulan sat next to her, urging Xiaoxiao. Questioning comments kept appearing on the forum. What just happened? On what basis did Sheng Wenyin hit someone? Did something happen between Feng and Xin? I usually thought this couple was very cute. I didn't see anything. Feng Xiaoxiao tearfully sobbed and recounted. Xinyan, he said he had something to tell me, so I followed him and he even told me to avoid the cameras. First, he comforted me, saying he would go with me to find the production team to see if they could compensate me for the money. Then he hugged me and demanded to take off my dress. I told him not to do that, but he gagged my mouth. Xiaoxiao choked out each word, then covered her eyes and sobbed. I don't believe Xinyan is that kind of person. Cut it out. Xinyan can have any type of woman he wants. Would he like someone like Feng Xiaoxiao? Pan Xinyan has lost his mind, chasing after stars. Heated comments erupted on the list. Alright, the situation has been clarified. You don't have to say anymore if you don't want to. But Xinyan's popularity is higher than yours, so now, probably in the Zoom livestream, you'll be cursed at more than sympathized with. I advise you, it's best to call your agent now, discuss solutions, buy some PR time, and don't go easy on Xinyan. Sheng Wenyin said as she turned off the camera. Let the company handle it. I don't want to continue filming the show anymore. Xiaoxiao said sadly. Xiaoxiao's phone rang. There was an incoming call, none other than a call from her and Xinyan's management company. What's going on? She looked at the screen blankly and answered the phone. Remember carefully, don't talk nonsense on the show. If Xinyan is dragged down, just wait to return to the company and sit on the sidelines. Use Sheng Wenyin as a shield. Now you immediately say that there's nothing between you and Xinyan, it's just Sheng Wenyin misunderstanding. From the other end of the line, Xiaoxiao was threatened. I didn't do anything wrong, and Sheng Wenyin isn't wrong either. I'm just not letting Xinyan go. The company wants to protect Xinyan. If they want to target me, then come at me. At worst, I'll just leave the entertainment industry. Feng Xiaoxiao shouted angrily and threw the phone to the ground. I have to finish filming this show. She wiped her tears and said. The next morning, good morning, Wenyin walked down the lobby towards Qixi, who was sitting drinking coffee and reading a book, greeting him, ignoring me. Could it be that he's angry about what I said yesterday? She thought shyly and remembered what happened yesterday. What is it? Are you like Xinyan too? Doing the same things? He clearly helped me yesterday, she thought to herself. Got angry because I said you're like that kind of person, Film Emperor Qi. Sheng Wenyin sat down next to Qixi, pleading softly. Don't be angry anymore. Yesterday, because the situation was too urgent, I blurted it out instinctively. I was just talking nonsense, really. Qixi remained silent, calmly reading his book. Seeing this, she continued to plead earnestly. Don't be angry anymore, I'm sorry. How could you be like Xinyan? You're a precious flower, he's just dog-tail grass. Does he even deserve to be compared to you? Sheng Wenyin said to Qixi with sparkling eyes. Nonsense. I think you said it very sincerely, very earnestly. He smiled faintly, looking at her and said, Oh my, if someone tries to butter me up, my brain will start spinning and I'll get agitated. Sheng Wenyin hurriedly clarified. You don't need to explain, I don't care what you think anyway. He closed his book, stood up, and walked away. Why is this person so difficult to appease? She gazed at him, exasperated. Everyone continued to move forward despite the lack of funds. Shang Wenyin is leading the team again. With no money at all, how can she lead the team again? And how will we solve the accommodation problem? Are we going to find a homestay about to close down and beg to stay? And are there even that many homestays closing down? Comments flooded the live stream. Shang Wenyin led everyone to a villa that looked magnificent and sturdy. The architecture blends classical and modern styles. It's really well appointed. The owners of this house are travel enthusiasts. They like to let fellow travel lovers stay so they can share their passions. After the last incident, to prevent any unforeseen events, I've been keeping in touch with them, Shang Wenyin told everyone, then turned to chat with the villa owners naturally. Such a cold social skill. Shang Wenyin knows it too. I didn't expect Shang Wenyin to think of this. When did she infiltrate this group? I'm dying to laugh. Is Shang Wenyin ever so enthusiastic in her dealings? Like selling her smile for a meal? She's really making me want to cry. The livestream was filled with comments about Wenyin. She was still engrossed in talking to the foreign villa owners, unaware that someone was watching her. Qi looked at Wenyin, his eyes revealing a gentle affection, then turned and walked away. She turned her face to look, and saw him turn away abruptly when their eyes met, making her feel a chill. Still angry, Wenyin thought to herself. Ring ring. The phone rang from Qi pocket. He answered it, and strode towards the kitchen. Let me go to the kitchen to get a glass of water. Seeing this, Wenyin made an excuse to say to the homeowner, then also stood up and went to the kitchen. She walked to the hallway and saw Qi, who had just hung up the phone, standing there with his back against the wall, holding his phone. Noticing someone approaching, he looked up and saw Wenyin. She was also looking at him. He looked at her, their eyes met, her eyes lit up, and her heart felt strangely happy. But that feeling didn't last long before it vanished when he turned his face away as soon as he saw her. He started walking, passing by where she was standing. Suddenly, Yang Wenyin faltered. She reached out and grabbed his wrist. What's wrong? Qi turned around and asked coldly. Oh, it's nothing, she replied, releasing his hand awkwardly. When no one else supports me, he always secretly stands by my side. But what I said yesterday was really too much, Wenyin thought to herself as she watched Qi's back as he left, feeling a little sad. It shouldn't be to the point of being angry for so long, right? You narrow-minded devil, she muttered and complained as she walked, reaching the crossroads of the hallway. I was about to turn right when Ye Chengfeng came along and I stumbled, bumping into him. Be careful. Why are you always so clumsy, like a child? He reached out and embraced me, saying, Wenyin, can we talk privately for a moment? Chengfeng looked directly into my eyes as he said this. Qi, who was standing hidden by the wall, saw the whole scene, his face expressionless and cold. What do you want to say? Wenyin asked Chengfeng after following him out to the garden. Still shy, I see there are no cameras here, and no one around. You don't have to pretend to be upset. He spoke with an air of superiority. Pretend to be upset? Is there something wrong with his brain? I thought to myself. What exactly do you want to say? I asked with a nonchalant, annoyed expression. Wenyin, are you angry about what happened with Director Li? Please, let me explain. I really didn't know anything. Director Li must have liked you for a long time and took advantage of my absence during filming to make a move on you, trying to smear me. I am your fiancé, how could I possibly harm you? Wenyin, haven't you always trusted me, no matter what happened? Ye Chengfeng spoke with such sincerity, his eyes seemingly filled with heartfelt emotion. But little did he know that thanks to his blessings, I had already died once. That's right, because I trusted you. I was tragically killed by you in my past life. I thought to myself, then said, Chengfeng, so you're saying I really misunderstood you? Wenyin looked at him and spoke in a gentle, apologetic tone. Of course. How could I ever deceive you? He replied happily. So, have you been resenting me this whole time? Don't you blame me? Wenyin asked as she walked. How could I blame you? He replied quickly and enthusiastically, as if he had easily deceived me. But no, I am the one in control of this game. I glanced at him with a triumphant smile. Inside the villa, Qi felt restless and curious after seeing Wenyin leave with Chengfeng. When outside alone, what's the relationship between Shang Wenyin and Ye Chengfeng? Qi stood at the door, his hand on the doorknob of Feng Yun's room, wondering if he should go out to see what was happening, when he suddenly heard a loud scream from outside. Instinctively, he pushed the door open, and was met with a cat-and-mouse scene. Shang Wenyin, have you gone mad? Ye Chengfeng, who had been pushed into the pool by me, sputtered angrily. He shivered from the cold, and just as he resurfaced, I kicked him in the chest, sending him tumbling back into the pool. Don't be in such a hurry, Chengfeng. Didn't you say there was no one here and no cameras? It's rare for us to have such a pleasant heart-to-heart. I'm just getting started. Wenyin said sarcastically. Ah, After hearing the piercing scream, everyone in the crew hurriedly ran towards the door. What's going on? Clang clang. The door won't open. Xinyan tried to open the door, but it was locked and wouldn't budge. Where's the owner? Find the owner and figure something out. A member of the organizing committee spoke up. Outside in the villa's garden, Wen Yin and Cheng Feng were still chatting happily with each other. Cheng Feng, let's talk again another time, I said with a bright smile as I waved goodbye. Leaving him sprawled on the ground, drenched like a drowned rat, I was striding quickly towards the villa door when suddenly a hand grabbed my wrist, pulling me back. This way. It was Qi. Qi had seen everything and, upon seeing me leave, immediately followed to protect me. Just as Wen Yin left the vicinity of the door, everyone from the crew rushed out into the yard, and their eyes fell upon Yi Chengfeng, who was lying curled up on the ground, soaked to the bone. Seeing this, Xinyan helped him into the living room of the villa. Chengfeng, what on earth happened? The assistant from the production team asked him anxiously, while he sat on the sofa, wrapped in a blanket, shivering with cold. What's going on? Qi and Wen Yin approached the living room from the hallway. Oh my god, Chengfeng, why are you as wet as a drowned rat? Wen Yin covered her mouth, feigning shock. Do you dare to tell the truth? Tell them you used unspoken rules with my fiancé, and that's why you're like this? Do you dare to be honest with the public? Wen Yin looked at Chengfeng, their eyes locked in a battle, her eyes showing resilience, while his looked at her bitterly. It was my carelessness that caused me to fall into the water, he said through gritted teeth. That bitch, Shang Wen Yin, Chengfeng thought to himself. The recording session ended, and everyone boarded the plane back. After landing, everyone went their separate ways. Wen Yin, Xiao Xiao, see you next time. Dulan got into the car first and waved goodbye to Wen Yin and Xiao Xiao, who were standing in the airport lobby waiting for their ride. I won't be coming next time. Xiao Xiao turned to Wen Yin and said with a gloomy expression. Why? Wen Yin asked in confusion. I'm going to sue Xinyan, and the company too. In short, all performance activities should be suspended. Thank you for your help last time, Xiao Xiao said and pulled her suitcase into the car. Remember to send me your email address later. I want to send you some things. Wen Yin looked at Xiao Xiao thoughtfully. The time will come when she'll realize that if it weren't for Feng Xiao Xiao, Baolun Company would have had to deal with quite a bit of black material. How to use these materials will depend on her, she muttered to herself, lost in thought. In the stillness of the night, suddenly a black car stopped in front of her, and the car window slowly lowered. It was Qi. It's hard to get a taxi at this hour. Get in. I have something to discuss with you. Qi looked at her and said gently. She got into the car and sat next to him in the back seat. Is he not angry anymore? But what does he want to talk to me about? She looked at him, wondering. While she was still wondering, Qi unexpectedly took out a gift box and turned to hand it to Wen Yin. Wen Yin unexpectedly took the gift box from Qi's hand, a feeling of indescribable joy rising in her heart. Miss Sheng. That day Qi Laoshi saw that you liked it, so he sent a message asking me to buy it. See if you like it, Qi's assistant said cheerfully while driving. Wen Yin opened the gift box, and inside was a limited edition antique pyramid-shaped watch. She looked at the watch, and countless childhood memories flooded her mind. Do you like watches? Yes, I do. Every watch has a different sound. This one is clunk clunk, that one will be thump thump thump, and that one is tick tick tick. Yin yin. Which one do you like, Baba? Can I take whichever one I like? You won't regret it, Baba. I won't. Yin Yin is my daughter. How could I regret anything for my daughter? She remembered how much she loved watches as a child, and her Baba too. Before following Tang Ping into the Sheng family, I once had such a happy childhood, she thought bitterly. Yin Yin, I'm Uncle Qi. I'm a good friend of your father. Would you like to come home with me? Uncle also has a son. My son will definitely like Wen Yin. Wen Yin, come home with Uncle. Sheng Wen Yin's memories of the middle-aged man resurfaced. He showed the young Wen Yin a family photo. It was him and his wife. And in the picture, there was also a son about Wen Yin's age. At the Lingdao film crew, in the shared dressing room, Wen Yin was getting her hair and makeup done to prepare for filming. I actually got the lead female role. I have to pay Qi back when I get the money. She sat in the hairstyling chair, reading the script and thinking, Wen Yin, this is Shen Meng, the male lead of this film. Get to know each other. The film's director led Shen Meng into the dressing room to introduce him to Wen Yin. Hello, Miss Sheng, Shen Meng greeted her. And then they shook hands. How come I never heard of such a mature actor in my past life? She looked at him, thinking, okay, go to the lounge on the other side. That's the male lead's private lounge in the film crew next door. There's no schedule right now, so the room is empty. The hairstylist told Wen Yin to go to that room to change into her costume in preparation for filming. Is that okay? It's someone else's room after all? Wen Yin hesitated and asked. It's empty anyway, just borrow it for a bit. Hurry up. The stylist packed up her tools and said. Wen Yin reluctantly replied, then went to the room of the film crew next door as the stylist directed. Suddenly she heard whispering voices. "You're too busy. Waiting for your schedule. I've been waiting forever." Wait, didn't they say the room was empty? She wondered, and walked towards the door, intending to open it to go outside to check, when a force from outside pushed the door in just as she was opening it, startling her. When the door opened, she was startled again because it was Chi-si. "What's wrong, Shin-si?" The director of this film crew was standing behind Shin-si's large frame, unable to see anything inside the room. He wondered why Shin-si suddenly stood blocking the door when they were just talking. As for Shin-si, after he recognized the girl standing in front of him as Sheng Wen-yin, he was a little surprised, and then she grabbed his collar and pulled him into the room. He reached behind him and pushed the door shut. "Chi-si, Chi." The director outside called his name in confusion. "Sorry, Director Liu. There was an unexpected incident. I'll explain later." Chi-si looked at Wen-yin, puzzled, and said loudly outside to the director, "I know you have a lot of questions right now. I'll explain everything to you slowly. Can you help me first?" She looked at him, her expression pleading. "Let go of me first." She was so busy talking that she forgot her hand was still holding his collar. "Chi-si, how are you?" The two looked at each other awkwardly, and suddenly a loud voice from outside startled them both. "Wait a moment." He quickly threw the costume fabric at her to cover herself and went outside. After Chi-si went outside, Wen-yin looked at the fabric, lost in thought. Wait a moment. A while later, she finished changing into her costume, heard a knock on the door, knew it was Chi-si, and opened the door and stepped out. Appearing before Chi-si was Wen-yin in ancient costume, the outfit he had given her. She looked so beautiful wearing it, radiating an ethereal aura that made him stare in fascination, so eye-catching. Startled out of his beauty-struck daze, he blurted out an evasive remark, but Chi-si's face turned completely red. "What?" She heard what he said and shouted back, "It's nothing." He turned his face away, pretending not to care. "Thank you, and I'm so sorry about earlier. We only have one shared dressing room over there, and the wait is incredibly long, since both men and women use it," she earnestly explained to Chi-si. "From now on, just change here, but the lounge is always locked. You need a key to get in," he said casually, handing her a key. "Thank you, Chi-lao-shi." She happily accepted the key when... While the two were talking, a man approached, calling her name. But before Wen-yin could hear the call, he stopped, standing close to the wall, peeking. "Chi-si. Isn't he always repulsed by getting close to women?" "That's Shenmeng." Seeing Chi-si talking to Wen-yin, he was filled with questions, so he pulled out his phone and called someone. "There's trouble," Shenmeng said. Xingmeng, you ran away from home and are using a fake name. What's wrong? Couldn't you handle it for more than a month?" A mocking voice came from the other end of the line. "Stop joking around. I saw Chi-si at the film crew today. He has a very special attitude towards a girl," Shenmeng said, sounding puzzled. "What? Wasn't his wedding with the eldest miss already set?" The voice on the phone grew louder. At the film set, the director and two actors were discussing the scene and script for the upcoming shoot. "We'll be shooting scene 6 in a bit. Did everyone understand what I just said?" The director said to everyone, maintaining a serious attitude despite being new himself. "Today's filming, the shoot today will probably go overtime until midnight." The director looked at Wen-yin with satisfaction, then turned to the assistant and smiled awkwardly. "Forget it, let's see the effect first," Zhou Daoyan muttered in front of the camera. The set was arranged, and Wen-yin and Shenmeng began their role. Immortal Spirit Island, Scene 6, Take 1, Action. Sheng Wen-yin's performance is very stable. She's completely acting out the character's mood. The director and assistant watched Wen-yin's performance through the camera with satisfaction. Pass the next scene, pass the next scene, pass the next scene. Cut. End of work. Sheng Wen-yin's performance is really good. Was my request for freedom too much? She really doesn't seem like a newbie at all. The director propped his chin, both satisfied and doubtful. In the scene with Chu Laoshi, for some reason she acted so passionately that she had to restrain herself a bit. If she hadn't restrained herself, I'm afraid Chu Laoshi wouldn't have been able to keep up with her emotions. The assistant said to Zhao Daoyan, "Wen-yin, come here for a moment." The director called Wen-yin over. "Zhou Daoyan, did you call me?" Hearing the call, Wen-yin ran to the filming area. "I wanted to ask you something. Just now, when you were acting with Chu Laoshi, did you feel like you were so passionate that you had to hold back a bit?" Zhou Daoyan looked at her and asked. "Yes, I deliberately restrained myself a bit because I was afraid Chu Laoshi wouldn't be able to keep up with the emotional pace." After Wen-yin finished speaking, Zhou Daoyan and the assistant exchanged sweaty glances and chuckled. "Oh my god, am I hearing human language?" The two looked at her, thinking, "Director, I'm gonna grab some food first. If there's anything, just find me anytime," Wen-yin said, waving goodbye to the two of them. "She really has talent. It's a pity for a low-budget web drama like ours," Zhou Daoyan said thoughtfully. After a while, Zhou Daoyan went to meet Wen-yin with a man. "Wen-yin, this is Shen Yue." Shen Xiansheng, has decided to invest 5 million to invest in our film crew, and this is the female lead of the film, Sheng Wenyin, Sheng Xiaoji, Zhao Daoyan, standing between them, introduced their identities. Hello, Miss Sheng. Shen Sheng stepped forward to shake hands with Wen Yin, Zhao Daoyan. I'm going to get my makeup done, Wen Yin said to Zhao Daoyan. Oh, right, the makeup room has been moved over there. Thanks to Shen Sheng's investment, we were able to rent our own dressing room, Zhao Daoyan said enthusiastically. Now, when you need to change clothes, you don't have to borrow from other film crews anymore. Shen Yu looked at Wen Yin calmly. What's his angle here? Wen Yin looked at him, thinking, why are you here? This isn't really Sheng Laoxi's problem. It's more that Uncle Qi isn't being very good. Shen Meng said to Shen Yu, so the man Shen Meng was talking to on the phone earlier was Shen Yu. Sheng Meng, whose side are you on? Oh right, she's also surnamed Sheng. He remembered a relative with a name like Tian Lai or something. Could it be? Shen Yu was pondering when Shen Meng butted in, Sheng Rong Tian, but his daughter's name is Sheng Qing, and her age doesn't match Sheng Laoxi, so it's not the same person. I think Sheng Laoxi is a pretty good person, Shen Meng said gently. So what? Even though Auntie has been missing for 19 years, the family has never stopped looking for her. Maybe one day, Auntie will come back. When that happens, whether Qi is willing or not, he'll definitely have to marry her. Auntie Shen Yu inside the room was talking to Shen Meng. Wen Yin passed by the room they were talking in, and unintentionally heard them say something about Qi getting married. From my past life until I died, I don't think I've ever heard anything about Zhu Jinying Diqi's romantic fate. She stood outside quietly thinking, that Sheng Wen Yin isn't qualified to compete with our auntie for a man. Shen Yu said loudly. What? Are you treating me like a third wheel? Wen Yin, upon hearing this, felt a sense of emptiness and a slight anger in her heart. In the living room, Wen Yin was sitting on the sofa when Qi approached. Here, I'm returning this to you. When Wen Yin saw him, she stood up and handed back the room key that Qi had given her the other day. What's wrong? He didn't take it immediately, but instead asked her. She put the key down on the table and said, we've rented a large dressing room on our side, so we don't need to borrow a room anymore. I waited for you to come back just to tell you in person and return the key to you. After all, it was your kindness. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. She turned to leave, but Qi grabbed her hand and pulled her back. Does Qi Laoxi have anything else? She asked, turning around. The third recording is the day after tomorrow, and the destination is Tokyo. Want to go together? He looked at her and said, not on the way, Wen Yin said coldly and left, leaving Qi with the sadness clearly written on his face. Night fell on a different scene. Senior brother, do you see any difference between our Jiangnan camellias and Jiangxi camellias? Shen Meng was babbling while holding the script, while Shen Yu was sitting there holding the script and rehearsing with Shen Meng. Bro, answer me. Seeing that Shen Yu didn't answer, Shen Meng asked again. Stop nagging, stop tormenting me. You're the male lead, you should be filming with the female lead. With so much money invested, why isn't the female lead filming with you? Shen Yu angrily threw the stack of scripts at Shen Meng. Isn't it because you offended her? Moreover, Sheng Laoxi's anger is definitely related to you, Shen Meng said defensively. Didn't you say that if we rented a dressing room, she wouldn't have an excuse to bother Uncle Qi anymore? Besides, what does she think she is that we have to coax her? Shen Yu retorted irritably. If we don't coax her, she won't film with me, so you have to read the lines with me. Read the next line, Shen Meng said, and threw the stack of scripts back to Shen Yu. Are you acting? Or am I, Sheng Wenyin? Practice on your own. I'll handle this for you. Shen Yu gritted his teeth in anger. Then, Shen Yu went downstairs to the dining hall and saw Wen Yin having dinner there, so he approached her table and sat down. There's no sitting at this table, Wen Yin said coldly. Are you talking to me? Shen Yu looked at her and said, is there anyone else here? She raised her eyes to look at him. Where does a small-time star get the courage to talk to an investor like that? Shen Yu thought to himself angrily. This Miss Sheng is quite a character. Before Shen Yu could finish speaking, she picked up her plate of food, stood up, and moved to another table. Sheng Wenyin, Shen Yu called her name unhappily. What? My name is so noble, yet it sounds so lowly coming from your mouth. Also, I don't care what you and Sheng Jingmeng are planning, but I'm warning you, don't try anything with me. I wouldn't waste 2 punches on a brain-dead person like you. Wen Yin glanced at Shen Yu and said sternly. Good. Very good. Shen Yu got up abruptly upon hearing Wen Yin's ridicule, kicking the chair over backwards. You refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. Just you wait, Shen Yu said loudly in anger. She didn't care. After finishing her meal, she returned home to shower, and her phone rang while she was drying her hair. Sheng Wen Yin, what are you doing? The investors said that you're causing disunity on set, getting caught up in personal feelings, and bullying other actors, and that they want to replace the female lead. The voice on the other end of the line was, Sister C.A. May Eyes. I didn't do anything, she replied gently while drying her hair. didn't do anything, and that's why they're coming to me about it. I don't care what you do, go apologize to the investors right now. He said if you show remorse, they might not replace the female lead, Sister CMA said irritably. Apologize? It's already 12 o'clock. Wen Yin turned to look at the clock, complaining unhappily. If you can't go alone, then ask someone else to go with you. Either way, you have to settle this matter today. If you get sent back, then just sit on the sidelines for the rest of your life. Beep, 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 CA. Mei scolded loudly and hung up. Fine, it seems like I have no choice. Wen Yin chuckled, changed her clothes, and went to Shen Yu's house. Sheng Laoxi. Sheng Xingmeng came downstairs and saw Wen Yin, saying in surprise, "Take me to Sheng Xingyue's room." She crossed her arms and said to Xingmeng, "Oh, okay." Xingmeng nodded in confusion, leading her to Xingyue's room. "It's so late, Miss Sheng. What brings you here?" Xingyu crossed his arms, looked at Wen Yin, and smiled smugly. "Didn't I warn you not to mess around in front of me?" Wen Yin stared at Xingyu and said loudly, "Ha ha, you're still as stubborn as ever. Looks like you really want to be replaced." Before Xingyu could finish speaking, Wen Yin dragged him out and threw a punch straight towards his face, but her hand only touched the tip of his nose. "Do you know why I didn't punch you in the face?" Xingyu shook his head repeatedly in a daze. "Because you call Qixi uncle and Qixi and I are from the same generation, that makes me your elder. Wouldn't punching you in the face like this be like bullying the younger generation?" Wen Yin said sternly, then moved her fist very quickly down to his stomach. She punched Xingyue in the stomach. "Today, this die will teach you kids a lesson on behalf of your parents, so you'll learn some respect for your elders. So Mr. Shang, is this apology sincere enough? Do you still want to replace the female lead?" As she spoke, Wen Yin cracked her knuckles, scaring Xingyu so much that he shook his head violently and had to be supported by Xingmeng while clutching his stomach. "You seem smarter than I thought. Keep an eye on him. Sheng Wen Yin doesn't like anyone stepping on her head, even when she has nothing," Wen Yin said with a stern tone, then turned and left abruptly. "Oh well, she did say she'd avoid suspicion with Uncle Qi. Besides, looking at her, she doesn't seem like someone who'd willingly be a third party." Xingmeng was trying to dissuade him when Xingyu burst out, "Damn it!" Xingyue cursed with his head down, clutching his stomach. 2. "I know you're angry, but we're men. There's no need to stoop to the level of a woman," Xingmeng continued. But Xingyue raised his head, beaming. "You want to pursue her?" Xingyue said gleefully, pointing towards the departing Wen Yin. Much to Xingmeng's surprise, "You mean chase after her and force her back?" Xingmeng asked. "So stupid. I mean, I want to pursue her because she's exactly my type," Xingyu said with a bright smile. "Hey, are you sick or something? Yeah, didn't I notice you two have similar features? Legend says those are husband and wife features," Xingyue retorted. "Bro, maybe you should take some medicine," Xingmeng said wearily, but Xingyu didn't listen. The next day was the third recording session for the Travel 5+1 program. Everyone boarded the plane to fly to Tokyo, Japan. We always sat in economy class before. How come we're in first class this time? Oh well, let's experience first class, which I've never had the chance to before. She looked at the ticket with some suspicion but then shrugged it off and enjoyed herself. But there he was. Wen Yin was seated next to Qixi's row. She turned and saw him talking to someone on the phone. "Just proceed according to the previous plan," Qixi said into the phone. "The plane is about to take off. Please set your electronic devices to airplane mode and turn off the Wii function to avoid wireless signal interference between the aircraft and the ground." Wen Yin, who was browsing on her phone, heard this and turned it off. She glanced at Qixi and saw that he was still on the phone. Taking advantage of the fact that the flight attendant was coming, she beckoned her over. "He still hasn't turned off his phone. What's with this person and their complete lack of safety awareness? Why don't you remind him?" she said to the flight attendant, pointing at Qixi. "Madam, that passenger is using the company's internal Wii on the plane. All passengers in first class can connect to the Wii 20 minutes after takeoff, once the plane is stable and in airplane mode," the flight attendant explained gently, but seemed a little embarrassed towards Wen Yin. As for Wen Yin, she was beyond embarrassed and blushing. "Enjoy your meal," the flight attendant said with a smile. "Not your business." Qixi hung up and turned to her. Wen Yin felt doubly embarrassed, so she ignored him and continued eating. Qixi saw this, looked at her with a warm smile, and finally, they landed at the airport. The entire group gathered at a coffee shop. "Mems, Sheng, what would you like to drink?" "We have latte, cappuccino, and chocolate milk tea." Qixi's assistant asked Wen Yin. "Latte, thank you," she replied. "Zhao Zhu, go buy some coffee and treat everyone." Ye Chengfeng, who came from somewhere, said loudly, "No need, Chengfeng. Teacher Qi just treated us." Someone from the group spoke up. "Sorry, I'm a bit late." Chengfeng scratched his head and said, "If you want to treat everyone to coffee, just tell the assistant to buy it. It's obvious that people are already drinking, but he's still putting on airs here. I'm so annoyed that I don't even want to drink it anymore." Wen Yin thought to herself, feeling annoyed as she drank. Wow, we're going to Japan this time. Great, finally no more staying up all night. Yeah, but Feng Xiaoxiao isn't here this time. No Feng Xiaoxiao, so are there new guests? Actually, I don't really like Feng Xiaoxiao, she's too noisy. The fan club thanks everyone for their concern for Xiao Xiao, but Xiao Xiao has confirmed that she will not be participating in this recording. She is busy with the lawsuit with Bao Lun Company and Xin Yan. Let's pray for her to win the lawsuit. So, who is the new guest after all? Comments kept popping up on the livestream forum. Who is the new guest? Do you know any information? Dulan turned to ask Xin Yan. The organizing team is being so mysterious, this person must have a high status, Xin Yan replied. As soon as he finished speaking, a girl in a pink dress appeared from the opposite side, approaching the group. Wow, it's Song Shu, CP with Film Emperor Qi Laoxi. Long time no see. Song Shu walked up to where Qi Si was standing and raised her hand in greeting. Song Shu, one thing I have to say is that in many of Film Emperor Qi's movies, my only Bai Yue Guang is Ancient Alley, and the only love I accept is Guoman and Zhuang Qing, who are Song Shu. Song Shu and Film Emperor Qi are in the same frame again. The production team did a great job. They have matching looks and suitable heights. So perfect. Comments kept popping up. Sister Shu, I really didn't think it was you. No one told me, Cheng Feng said quickly. They wanted to keep it a secret until the end, Song Shu replied. Qing Si didn't care much about Song Shu, but instead glanced towards Sheng Wenyin, looking worried. What's going on? Wenyin looked at this scene and thought with a sigh. Yeah. Suddenly, Du Lan sighed, looking uncomfortable seeing Song Shu. Sister Lan, long time no see. Song Shu approached Du Lan and Wen Yin's position. She raised her hand to shake hands with Du Lan, but Lan crossed her arms, looking uninterested, so Wen Yin raised her hand to shake hands with Song Shu. Hello, hello. The two greeted each other politely, and then stood together to listen to the rules of the organizing team. I admire you for saying what you hate directly, Du Lan whispered beside Wen Yin. Sister Lan, do you hate Song Shu very much? Wen Yin turned to ask. What a bitch. Du Lan didn't explain, just uttered a curse. In the industry, Du Lan is recognized as a person who always keeps the peace when, with others, how could she naturally use such a serious word to evaluate a person? Could it be that there is something wrong between the two of them? Wen Yin looked at Du Lan and thought to herself, the missions this time have been increased to 10 sightseeing spots, fixed locations, and the budget has doubled for everyone, but the mission time has not changed. There are quite a few missions this time, so we suggest dividing into teams to act. 6 teams can be divided into 2 or 3 teams. A member of the organizing team came forward to announce the challenges and missions the guests had to perform. I just arrived, and the mission has become more difficult. Because it's my first time here, I don't understand the rules very well. I will listen to everyone. Song Shu spoke up beside Qi Si, then turned to look at everyone. Seeing Sheng Wenyin, she pretended to say loudly, Hey, are you guys planning to make the housekeeper run back and forth to serve you after you finish dividing into teams? She is a woman. After she finished speaking, she thought to herself, by standing up and saying this, I can both get the housekeeper out of trouble and remind the other team members not to go too far. In this way, I can impress the audience with my thoughtfulness and kindness. She smiled triumphantly. Can this kind of person be called a pygmy? So fake. What's wrong? Don't tell me that like in the previous episodes, the carrying of luggage and running errands are all left for her to do. You guys are too much. Really? Song Shu looked pitiful. Sister Shu, I'll talk to you about this later. Cheng Feng covered his mouth and whispered to Song Shu. Okay, she replied. This mission is quite demanding, with multiple attractions, separate activities, and a longer duration. Does everyone want to split into 2 or 3 teams? Wen Yin asked for everyone's opinion. 2 teams, Cheng Feng quickly responded. If they split into 2 teams, he, Song Shu, and Qi Si would be 1 team. But if they split into 3 teams, Song Shu and Qi Si would be 1 team. These were all pre-arranged by the program team. Just stick close to Song Shu, and there's no need to worry about camera time, Ye Cheng Feng secretly calculated in his mind. 2 teams then. Du Lan, Elder Shi and I will be 1 team. Teacher Qi, Song Shu, and Ye Cheng Feng will be another team. Does anyone have any objections? Wen Yin said to everyone. I have no objections. Me neither. Both Song Shu and Ye Cheng Feng spoke up in agreement, but only Qi Si standing beside them didn't seem too enthusiastic. I have an objection. I propose splitting into 3 teams. Qi Si spoke up to object. Okay, splitting into 3 teams will be more efficient, so who do you want to be on a team with? Song Shu or Ye Cheng Feng? Wen Yin friendly asked Qi Si's opinion. You, Qi Si looked directly into her eyes and said. A quiet atmosphere descended, and everyone looked at each other in silence. Song Shu, Du Lan, and Ye Cheng Feng were surprised that Qi Si wanted to choose Sheng Wenyin for his team. Sorry, I don't want to be on a team with you. If we split into 3, Du Lan and I will be 1 team, Wenyin coldly replied with discomfort. No, you and Elder Shi and I will be one team. Before Elder Shi left, his wife sent a message asking you to take care of Elder Shi for her, and also to remind him to take his medicine. Dulan saw that the situation seemed tense, so she quickly took Xinyan's arm, acting as a savior with a sincere attitude. Is Elder Shi sick? Is it serious? Wen Yin, hearing this, worriedly turned to ask Xinyan. It's just taking vitamins. My wife is a nutritionist, Xinyan hurriedly replied. I can't team up with Song Shu. That old woman just glared at me. And definitely not Ye Shengfeng. I'm afraid I won't be able to help but punch him in a moment. And Qixi is the last choice, too. Qixi is the only person left right now. Sheng Wenyin thoughtfully crossed her arms. Director? Aren't we trying to create a Song Shu and Qi Film Emperor CP? The assistant in the program team whispered to the director. Let's leave it for the next episode. Don't you see that Qi Film Emperor is annoyed? We didn't tell him in advance that Song Shu would be coming, so he definitely saw what we wanted to do. We can't force him anymore. Otherwise, we will offend someone we shouldn't offend, the director said awkwardly. That's right. Song Shu can still be offended, but Qixi, never. But I heard that Song Shu's PR team is ready on the hot search already, the assistant replied. She should also be able to see that Xianxi doesn't like her at all. If she understands the situation, she should let her management team negotiate with Qixi's team alone after she gets off, the director added. The mission begins, all 3 teams separate to move to the location assigned to their team. What? Why isn't this attraction counted? The 4 people, including Wen Yin, Qixi, Dulan, and Xiyan, asked the program team in confusion when they arrived at the assigned attraction, the wildlife park. Because Song Shu's team has already checked in here, the program team person happily replied. But weren't the 3 attractions they were assigned, the museum, the temple, and the observation deck? Why did they suddenly come to the wildlife park? Xiyan wondered. There are 10 attractions, each team is assigned to go to a fixed location, so why are there people stealing from others? Dulan spoke up, indignant. But how could they check in at 2 attractions so quickly? Did they just check in and leave immediately? Wen Yin asked. Qixi followed up. I can't get through to Cheng Feng's phone. What are they up to? Even if they wanted to exchange attractions, they should have given us a heads up. Xinyan looked annoyed. From the moment they left the airport, Ye Chengfeng and Song Shu's phones were stolen. So, where are Song Shu and Ye Chengfeng wandering around now? Probably performing in Tokyo, haha. On the live forum, sarcastic comments about Chengfeng and Song Shu began to appear. By nightfall, Wen Yin and Xiyan's team had returned to the hotel to rest, but Song Shu's team was still nowhere to be found. The 2 teams should split up to move faster. The attractions are so far apart, and we've wasted another afternoon. I wonder how those 2 are doing, Wen Yin said, standing with Dulan. Xiyan and Qixi came out after showering. Lanji, go to these attractions. The locations are relatively concentrated. Wen Yin wrote down the attractions and told Dulan, okay, I used to study in Japan, so I know my way around Tokyo. It's no problem for me to go alone with Shiji, Dulan replied. Then you 2 should rest early. We're going back to our rooms, Dulan said, before heading back to her room with Wen Yin. What did those 2 come here for? Qingxi asked from behind Xinyan. Huh? Xinyan turned around, startled, and saw Qingxi. Did they decide against it? Did we get any action? Qixi joked while drying his hair. I didn't expect Teacher Qi to make jokes too. Just between you and me. My wife makes all the decisions at home, Xinyan said gleefully. What's with that look? Are you proud of it? Qingxi asked. Who told me to love my wife so much? Teacher Qi, do you have a crush on anyone? Xinyan probed. Qixi froze for a moment, the image of a girl immediately appearing in his mind. Sheng Wenyin, no. He clearly had feelings for Wen Yin, but he said the opposite, being so dishonest with himself. The next morning, Wen Yin went to urge everyone, Lanji, Shi, you guys left half an hour ago, are you ready yet? Wen Yin called out to Dulan outside her room. There's no hot water in the bathroom, let me go to the front desk to check. Qixi said to Wen Yin. Wen Yin, feeling cold, went to the sink to test the water. The water is fine, can't you shower with cold water? Wen Yin tested the water and turned to Qixi. Yeah? He replied with his arms crossed nonchalantly. Are you such a wimp? We're in a hurry. And you still want to go to the front desk? How much more time are we going to waste? Wimp, Wen Yin muttered, annoyed that a man was more afraid of cold water than she was. The controversial comments are surging again. So you're saying our Yin is the only real man? That stinky Sheng Wen Yin, our film emperor Qi, is delicate? You can't talk about him like that. Stop cursing. I also like to wash my face with warm water. And isn't it winter now? Wen Yin and Qixi moved to the bus stop to catch a bus to the attraction. While waiting for the car, Qixi glanced over and saw the child next to him happily eating a baked cake. Here, this is for you. Seeing this, Wen Yin took out a cookie and handed it to Qixi. I want to eat that. Your cookie doesn't look as appealing as the one that kid is eating. You You don't want to eat it? She asked again with a forced smile. This scene looks romantic, but the audience watching the livestream doesn't see it that way. Buy him a cake. Don't give him a cookie, please, Sheng Wenyin. Buy him a cake to eat. Look at how he craves the cake that kid is eating. I feel so sorry for Sheng Wenyin. You are so heartless. They both arrived at the scenic spot. Next is the museum. The two moved to the ticket counter. 20% discount on entrance tickets for couples, Chi-si asked in surprise. Couples visiting the museum today get a 20% discount on tickets, and will also receive a small gift upon departure. The ticket seller introduced the promotion. My love, there's a discount for couples today. We can save money then. Chi-si suddenly put his arm around Wenyin's waist and said affectionately, the lovey-dovey act is still being broadcasted. With a 20% discount, it's not even a few yuan. Not worth such a big sacrifice. Wenyin quietly said to Chi-si. Saving a little means we can have baked cakes for breakfast tomorrow. Seeing her resistance, he said to her seriously. You remember a baked cake so vividly? What's wrong with cookies? Why can't they be eaten? Wenyin frowned. One couple ticket, please. Chi-si handed the money to the ticket seller and said, each person wears a glove and holds hands with the gloved hand. When the guide sees it, they will know you are a couple ticket. Today, couple ticket holders get a free tour, the ticket seller said with a smile. Excuse me, do you need an introduction? We actually bought a couple tickets, but if we don't wear gloves, can we still get a free introduction? Sheng Wenyin asked the guide. I'm sorry, you have to wear couple gloves with our museum's logo to get it for free, the guide replied. Never mind then. Are you crazy? Wenyin was about to say she didn't need to wear gloves, but before she could finish, Chi-si grabbed her hand and put the glove on her. Just treat it as acting. Besides, I remember you are an actress, Chi-si reasoned. So what? She asked. In future movies, holding hands, hugging, even kissing cannot be avoided. You have to get used to it sooner or later. Chi-si looked directly into Wenyin's eyes. Seriously. HMPH. You want to be professional, right? You said it. Don't come crying to me later, she said angrily. I had good intentions to avoid suspicion for you and your fiancé, but you insisted on not doing it, huh? Wenyin pouted and muttered. It's because she's mad at me. Sorry to bother you. Chi-si put his arm around Wenyin's waist and said happily to the guide, ignoring Wenyin's glare. I can tell at a glance that you two are bickering. Please, follow me this way. The guide led them into the museum hall. Today, all couples have a chance to win a prize. The first prize is a jade souvenir box. The second prize is a Qinghua porcelain vase, and the third prize is an exquisitely crafted snuff bottle, and the consolation prize is a sandwich made by our restaurant. In the museum hall, there is a prize-winning booth with a long line of people. Let's go line up too. Wenyin pulled Chi-si and said, How's your luck? She turned to ask him. Average, he replied. Then you go draw. My luck is too good. I'm afraid I'll win the first prize. And you'll get a sandwich. She folded her arms and looked at the raffle box. For those with good luck, prizes come as they wish. Qingxi said softly, looking at her. So you want me to draw a lot to see if my luck is as good as Wenyin says? Okay, then I'll draw, Wenyin said, walking to the lottery box. She reached into the box, pulled out a piece of paper, and reluctantly handed it to the counter staff. Sorry, you have no prize. The staff member opened the slip, which was blank. Needless to say, she was incredibly embarrassed, her face shriveling up. What the heck, I must have had amazing luck to be reborn, but how can I not even win a sandwich? There's no logic to this at all, she thought grumpily. After checking in at the museum, they both went outside. They were still wearing gloves and holding hands in front of the recording lens. What do you want for lunch? Chi-si turned and asked Wenyin. Sandwich is gone, so I can only continue feeding you cookies. She took another bag of cookies out of her bag. You're so poor you can't even turn on the stove. You need to learn to save money, she grumbled, letting go of his hand. Can we not eat cookies anymore? Chi-si saw her let go of his hand and leaned closer to her. He said it with his mouth, but his hand deliberately grabbed hers. Okay, then let's go find a cheap but high-quality restaurant. Restaurants around here. Let's go find if there are any cheaper restaurants. Wenyin and Chi-si strolled down the street, looking for a place to eat. Suddenly, a cell phone rang. It was Chi-si's phone. He opened his phone. It was a strange number. An unknown call. Is that Teacher Chi? It's Song Shu. The voice on the other end of the line was Song Shu's. Who's that? Sister Lan, Wenyin, walking beside him, asked curiously. What's up? Qingxi asked coldly. Yesterday, after Cheng Feng and I had our phones stolen, we went to report it to the police. This morning, the police contacted us, but our foreign language skills aren't good. Teacher Chi, I remember that your Japanese is very good. Could you come and help us, please? Song Shu said in a typical green tea BTCH tone, being extremely fake and pitiful. Listen to this. Chi-si didn't say anything and just handed the phone to Wenyin. Hello, Wenyin answered the phone in confusion. Is this Ms. Sheng? I'm Song Shu. Where is Teacher Chi? Song Shu said impatiently. They're looking for you. Why are you giving me the phone? Wen Yin frowned and looked at Qi Si. What happens in your house is the butler's business, Qin Si replied calmly, folding his arms. What's the matter? Download a translation app for instant translation. Usually, when traveling abroad, if communication is not smooth, you can use this method to cope in time, Wen Yin explained after listening to Song Shu's whiny story. Can I say a few words with Teacher Qi? Song Shu said unhappily. Listen for yourself. She threw the phone back at him. I'm so hungry. Has our lunch been settled? Qianxi didn't care about the phone or Song Shu. He directly hung up coldly and turned to ask Wen Yin cheerfully. You just hung up like that, Wen Yin said puzzled. Your fish is very good. I feel like I can't think of a better solution. Qianxi walked away, replying coldly. But it's clear she wants you to go there, Wen Yin said, following behind. Then don't you realize that my being hungry is even more obvious? He turned back to question her. Then let's enjoy luxurious aristocratic sushi for lunch. Wen Yin naturally saw a sign in front of a sushi restaurant. She pointed excitedly and said, Challenge board. The winner in the knife contest with the boss can receive our luxurious aristocratic sushi meal. This challenge board really aroused Wen Yin's desire to conquer. A particularly attractive detail is that it's free. Wow, this is a fresh sushi restaurant. This sushi restaurant is very famous in Japan. This is the headquarters. And there are branches in other cities. This challenge is still going on. I could see it last time I traveled in Japan too. I heard from Japanese exchange students that it has been held for more than a year, but no one has ever won. The owner of Fresh Sushi Restaurant is the champion of the World Sushi Competition. Daring to challenge him is like asking for a beating. The audience on the live stream commented excitedly. We're here to accept the challenge. They both entered the restaurant. You're the challenger, a staff member of the restaurant asked with a smile. Wen Yin, she confidently replied. Ha ha ha, so funny. Isn't Sheng Wen Yin a bit too confident? Young in age, but so bold. A knife skills challenge. Are people actually going to attempt this? Are there really people who overestimate themselves like that? More and more sarcastic comments targeted Wen Yin. Yes, you can. But our owner isn't here. We'll play a video of him preparing salmon at the same time. The winner will be decided by comparing the time it takes both sides to prepare a fish of the same weight. The staff member, a little overwhelmed, enthusiastically explained the challenge. The video could have been edited, or he could have filmed it many times and then chose the shortest one. That's not fair to the challenger. Qi Si frowned and spoke up. Please rest assured, this video is of our owner preparing fish at the global sushi competition. There's absolutely no editing. If you have any doubts, you can find the video online, the staff member replied. Do you know how to make sushi? Qi Si asked curiously. I don't know how to make sushi, but I know how to fillet fish. Isn't it pretty much the same thing? Wen Yin cheerfully handed her bag to Qi Si and prepared to step into the challenge. Qi Si could only offer an awkward smile after hearing her. Get ready to start. Everything, cameras, videos, is ready. Start. Click, click, click. Wen Yin focused, holding the knife and making smooth slices on the fish. The sound of the knife against the wooden cutting board echoed, making the atmosphere quiet and tense. Very quickly, slices of fresh, vibrant red salmon sushi gradually appeared. Oh my god. The restaurant manager watched the video while observing Wen Yin, and murmured with resignation, She's not inferior to the output in the video at all. The film director couldn't help but exclaim in admiration, Wen Yin's hands are moving so swiftly it's a garden of knife skills. In this moment she looked truly beautiful and charming. Qi Si's gaze as he looked at her focused expression was full of affection. Ah, my mom asked me why I'm kneeling, while watching the live stream. The entire live stream went wild, squealing over Wen Yin's incredibly cool performance. 1 minute and 45 seconds, the final process. Finally, the performance was over. Wen Yin had completed the final process before the chef in the video. I'm stunned. Who was saying my Yinzi GE wasn't good enough just now? Come out and apologize. Netizens camped out on the live stream, frantically shouting Sheng Wen Yin's name. We won. Right? Wen Yin brought the plate of salmon sushi to the restaurant manager and said, of course, please come to the private room. The restaurant manager looked at her, hesitatingly. Wen Yin spoke to the restaurant manager, then went to where Qi Si was standing, happily holding out her hand to Qi Si. Impressive. Qi Si looked at her with affectionate eyes. I mean, give me back my bag. Don't just stand there like an idiot. Let's go. Follow me to eat meat, she cheerfully said to him. Qi Si felt a little embarrassed after hearing her, and tossed the bag back to Wen Yin. Eat whatever you want. Today's bill is all on young Master Sheng. You eat too. How can we finish so much? The two of them ate deliciously. Then, feeling generous, they invited the cameraman, who was watching them longingly. I'm not allowed to eat during work, the cameraman replied helplessly, drooling. Sheng Wen Yin understood. I'll pack some for you so you can eat when you get back, Wen Yin replied, and the cameraman's face lit up. Sister Du wants you to deal with it at the banquet. Wen Yin took out her phone to call Dulan. This isn't just a banquet. Shouldn't we call it a high-end sushi feast? You're amazing. Xingyan and Dulan saw the whole table of sushi and couldn't stop praising it. Such a simple competition. Giving away so much food must be a huge loss for them. Sheng Wen Yin said calmly. What is this woman saying? They've been organizing this for over a year and never lost. What kind of demon is Sheng Wen Yin? How does she know everything? Did you guys see that just now? Her knife skills were top-notch, beating the world's #1 sushi master in 15 seconds. Do you know what that means? Do you guys know that just now could break a Guinness record? That's the deal. I'm Sheng Wen Yin's anti-fan, the one who always smears and slanders her. Now I'm quitting my job for a bloodletter. Sheng Wen Yin, change your career. Hope Yang Jian Company notices this woman and exploits her. The live stream is exploding, with comments praising Sheng Wen Yin. Meanwhile, in another place, Cam Mai, Sheng Wen Yin's manager, sits in front of her computer screen, thrilled with the reactions of the netizens. We're Yang Jian Company. Strike while the iron is hot. Boss. Sheng Wen Yin is deeply involved in tourism, and her popularity is soaring. I want to request a subsidy to create momentum. Cam Mai immediately called the boss to negotiate. The four of them, Wen Yin, Qi Si, Xi Yan, and Dulan, left. Everyone was carrying a box of sushi. Wen Yin happily looked at the boxes of sushi and said, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for tomorrow are all sorted. You stingy kid, Dulan chuckled when she heard that, and lightly tapped Wen Yin's forehead. As they were walking, a man in a chef's uniform walked towards them from the opposite direction, along with the restaurant manager. What is the sushi shop owner up to? Is he not willing to accept defeat? When Wen Yin saw his fierce look, she quickly thought, haha, the boss has come to our door, time for some drama. Comments continued to appear. Which sushi shop are you from? He confronted Sheng Wen Yin and pointed at her with an angry expression. Qi Si immediately stood in front of Wen Yin, shielding her. What do you mean by this? She peeked out and asked. Yes, your knife skills are indeed not bad. I run a business, and I anticipated that some people would be jealous, but this behavior of disrupting people in the same industry, sorry, I can't accept it, the restaurant owner loudly complained. Haha, you're killing me. Dear boss, you thought she was from the same industry here to cause trouble, but unexpectedly, she's just trying to save money on food. As long as the program provides a little more budget, our Yin Ji wouldn't have to busk on the streets. The forum was flooded with comments again. Who is in the same industry as you? What do you mean? Wen Yin said indifferently, you dare to say you're not. As far as I know, none of the master chefs with excellent knife skills that I know have taken on any disciples recently. Also, your behavior of provoking other sushi restaurants. Does your master know about it? The boss said with a disdainful tone. Are you trying to freeload off of us with all this talk? Let me tell you. I'm not paying, and I don't have money to pay anyway. Wen Yin glared at him and retorted angrily. The atmosphere became tense. Neither Wen Yin nor the restaurant owner was willing to back down. You've misunderstood. We're really just tourists. Seeing this, Qi Si spoke up to defuse the situation. You are. Oh my god, it's really you. Am I your diehard fan? Suddenly, the restaurant owner was overjoyed upon realizing that this was the famous movie star Qi, his idol. I'm so sorry. To express my apologies, please accept these. No time or location limit. As long as it's a fresh sushi restaurant, you can use these vouchers. And of course, everything is free. The restaurant owner did a complete 180, cheerfully and warmly said, then handed the vouchers to Sheng Wen Yin. No fight, no acquaintance. Thank you so much, Sheng Wen Yin happily replied. Elsewhere, Dulan sat in her room, scrolling through hot searches on her phone. Sheng Wen Yin's sushi-making knife skills are trending. How could this be? Did the company buy the hot search? Dulan was extremely surprised when Sheng Wen Yin's name topped the search rankings online. Comments online and praises for Sheng Wen Yin are appearing more and more. Comment, this girl is truly a treasure, must be cherished. Comment, this video is not even 2 minutes long, but I've probably watched it 50 times. Comment, she's trending. Yin Yin, mommy loves you. Mommy will gift you flowers on your list. Comment, every day I ask my wife, I am Sheng Wen Yin's father, when will my daughter be famous? Could it be that this dumb Sheng Wen Yin is about to become famous? Dulan was truly astonished, stunned to the point of falling backward. I am Sheng Wen Yin's father. How could this little Sheng Wen Yin change my big account to this name? When did she change it? Dulan angrily gritted her teeth. Sushi skills. Ha! What kind of dog shit is that? All are things that are not on the table. Is this worth taking seriously? It's just a hot search. It must be a bot hot search. Song Shu stood outside the hotel, listening to a phone call informing her of the management company's situation. At the hotel lobby. Thank you so much. It's really because something important happened at home that I had to contact you. Song Shu approached a girl and said, It's okay. Everyone has special circumstances, but elder sister Shu, could you please give me an autograph? I'm your fan. I like you so much, the girl said with a happy face, then handed Song Shu paper and a pen to sign her name. On the paper was written Song Shu and Chi Si's names, and between their names was a heart. Of course I can, Song Shu replied. Actually, I'm a girl from Mantian Chunqing, and like other fans, I really like Zhuang Dagi and Man. We always hope that the two of you can renew your relationship, the girl said admiringly. Renewing our relationship isn't impossible, Song Shu said, waving goodbye to the girl, then turned and left. That's great. This is my favorite CP that will be together, the girl exclaimed happily. Elder sister Lan, the director, sent an invitation. Song Shu and Cheng Feng went out to meet the other four. The plague is here again, Dulan looked visibly annoyed. Elder sister Lan, I haven't even asked you yet. Why do you hate her so much? Hearing Dulan mock Song Shu like that, he immediately turned to ask. In front of you, she's all sweet elder sister this and that, but behind your back she steals people's boyfriends. If it were you, would you be disgusted? Dulan crossed her arms in front of her chest, looking at Song Shu with a disgusted expression. Hate. But I don't just hate the woman, I hate the man too. Wen Yin nodded in agreement. Yi Chengfeng looked over to where Wen Yin and Dulan were standing, and waved with a bright smile. Seeing this, Chi Si coldly glared at Chengfeng. Hey, what are you doing? She turned around and saw Chi Si's strange attitude, so she asked. Going on a mission. Let's go, Chi Si didn't answer. Instead, she decisively grabbed her hand and led her away. But before she could take half a step, Song Shu called out to her. Teacher Chi, our mission is already complete. I heard everyone was staying at this hotel, so I came to find you, Chi Laoshi. Haven't you guys finished your mission yet? And where are you guys going now? Can we come along? Song Shu said to Chi Si, feigning innocence and weakness. No need, Qianxi responded with the coldest, most blunt 2 words possible. Everyone proceeded to get on the bus. There were still many empty seats on the bus, but Chi Si remained standing while Wen Yin was already comfortably seated. Huh, there are still seats available, Wen Yin asked, puzzled. I prefer to stand, Chia Si replied, standing next to her seat and looking at her. Song Shu and Cheng Feng were also standing. Song Shu, needless to say, kept trying to get close to Chi Si shamelessly. Heavens! Does it look like I am being surrounded? Wen Yin thought to herself when she saw everyone standing, except for her. Chi Laoshi, this is my first time participating in the filming of this type of program, so there will be many things I'm unfamiliar with. If there's anything I do wrong, please tell me. Instead of getting angry, Chi Laoshi, Song Shu used her signature green tea tone, so sickeningly sweet it made you cringe. Let go. Chi Si was not only not pleased, but also as cold and ruthless as ice. The online reviews of that Sheng Wen Yin are terrible, and she has no reputation, but a man like Chi Si, who is always indifferent to women, has a very special attitude towards her, so you should pay attention to her. That's right, she just topped the hot search list. Could this nameless 18th-tier artist really be a threat to her? Song Shu felt very annoyed by Chi Si's indifference, and recalling what her management company's director had said earlier, she felt that Wen Yin was particularly displeasing to her. The group moved to the next tourist spot. Everyone lined up to buy tickets. Hello, 2 tickets please. When it was Chi Si and Wen Yin's turn, she stepped forward and spoke to the ticket vendor in Japanese. Suddenly, Cheng Feng cut in front of her, and Chi Si. What are you doing? Wen Yin asked unhappily. Buying tickets, Cheng Feng replied calmly, then held up 2 fingers as a signal to the vendor since he didn't know Japanese. Why aren't you lining up to buy tickets? Wen Yin asked, puzzled. Aren't we together? Cheng Feng looked at Wen Yin and replied with a smirk. Seeing this, Wen Yin was annoyed. She walked over to the 2 police officers standing there. Sir, this man is cutting in line, Wen Yin said in Japanese, pointing at Cheng Feng as she spoke. Sir, please go to the back of the line. The 2 police officers gently reminded Cheng Feng. We're together, Cheng Feng replied, sweating, but speaking in Chinese. He said he doesn't like queuing. What can you do about him? If you have the time, call the police, Wen Yin said to the police with an innocent look. Needless to say, the 2 police officers immediately changed their expressions, each grabbing one of Cheng Feng's arms and dragging him to the station before his bewildered eyes. I helped you get rid of a burden, and you're not thanking me, Wen Yin said to Chi Si cheerfully and innocently, her face radiating deadly sweetness. Chi Si looked at her like that, and couldn't help but reach out and gently touch her cheek, making her freeze for a moment. Seeing her staring at him, Chi Si was a little embarrassed, so he put his hand down on her shoulder and brushed off some fallen leaves that had been there since some time ago. Let's go in. He looked at her and said, the mission has been completed successfully, and we still have 5,000 yen left. Oh, this 2,500 is yours. Keep it yourself, Wen Yin announced to everyone, then turned to give the money to Chi Si. I already said, you are in charge of the matter at home, Jinxi replied softly. This isn't the group's money, it's my personal money. She watched as he continued to explain. Well, you manage my money, Chi-si never really cares about how much money there is. From beginning to end, he only looked at Wen Yin, making her feel a slight flutter when she heard him say that. Then let's save it for the next time. Let's go, let's head back. She took a few steps ahead, and when she didn't see him beside her, she turned back to see him standing in front of the pastry stall, looking at the pastries longingly. Stop looking, let's go back and eat sushi. There's so much left over from yesterday. She looked at him and said, "Can you give me some pocket money?" Chi-si spoke, pausing for a moment, and then the two of them went to the bus stop. In his hand, of course, he was holding a hot and fragrant pastry. Chi-si ate it deliciously, as if he hadn't eaten in a long time. He broke off a small piece and turned to hand the entire pastry to Wen Yin. "I don't want to eat it." Wen Yin hurriedly refused, but before long, 10 minutes later, she was already holding the pastry and devouring it. What could she do? It was delicious. Chi-si watched her eating so happily, and his heart blossomed. "I feel suspicious. Is this interaction between these two just sharing a pastry? Hey, what are you guys thinking?" No way, you guys wouldn't think there's something shady going on between them, would you? Just by looking at them, you can tell they're bros. On the forum, the livestream audience started buzzing when they saw this scene of sharing a pastry like free dog food. Night fell, and everyone moved to the hotel to rest. Why is she here? Dulan entered the room and saw Song Shu, who was still wrapped in a towel and had a face mask on, sitting cross-legged on her bed reading a magazine. Dulan showed her displeasure, threw the bag down on the chair with a thud, and went into the bathroom to ask Wen Yin, who was brushing her teeth inside. "I don't want to either. I'll sleep with you tonight. Besides, even if we don't stay together now, we'll definitely have to stay together next time, right?" Wen Yin replied gently. "I'm not participating next time, so there's definitely no chance of staying with her. If she's staying, I won't stay, and I'm willing to pay the breach of contract fee," Dulan said firmly. "Hey, you shouldn't make things difficult for me. After all, I don't have any grudges against her. Forget it, I still have some money left, so I'll just rent another room." Seeing Wen Yin looking at her blankly, Dulan tapped her forehead and said, then went to the lobby to discuss with the hotel staff. "I don't like her either, let's move out somewhere else." Seeing this, Wen Yin ran over and said, Yin, you really are my real sister." Dulan was overjoyed to have a good sister as an ally, and hugged Wen Yin tightly. Dulan and Wen Yin went into the room where Song Shu was sitting on the bed. Seeing the two of them, Song Shu quickly said, "There are only 2 beds, how are we going to sleep tonight? I don't like sleeping with other people very much. I only want to sleep on a bed by myself." Wen Yin and Dulan said nothing, went straight to where the suitcases were. Both of them grabbed their suitcases and walked straight out, then slammed the door shut, making Song Shu feel both embarrassed and furious. HMPH. "I want to let those men out there know that you've teamed up to alienate me." Song Shu's eyes turned red with anger. Wen Yin and Dulan moved to another room, and after putting away their luggage, Dulan received a call from a hotel staff member. "Did you return that room?" Dulan turned to ask. "Of course, if I didn't return that room, where would I get the money to rent this room?" Song Shu was kicked out by the room service. Wen Yin calmly picked up the TV remote and started channel surfing as she spoke. "Don't tell me you thought I used my own money to rent this room. Do I look like someone who treats money like trash?" Seeing Dulan silent, Wen Yin continued, Sister Lan, your eyes look so scary." Suddenly, Dulan stood up straight, lifted Wen Yin's shoulders, and looked her straight in the eye. "Oh my god, I really love you to death. Needless to say, it feels so great when my ally is on my side and she's so smart and quick-witted." Dulan happily hugged Sheng Wen Yin tightly, then gave her a peck on the cheek, freezing her in place for 5 seconds. Finally, this third trip came to an end, and the whole crew flew back to the country. After landing at the airport, Sheng Wen Yin received a call from Cam Mai. "Is something the matter, Sister Cam?" She answered the phone and asked. "Look to your right," Cam Mai replied. "Oh my god, is the sun rising from the west or something? Sister Cam is actually here to pick me up in person today." She looked to her right, and it was Cam Mai's car parked there waiting for her. Sheng Wen Yin got into the car with a cheerful expression. From another perspective, Chi-si was sitting in a car observing Sheng Wen Yin. "Qi Laoshi, why don't we just tell Sheng Xiaoji directly that we're giving her a ride home? That way we can go together, right?" Chi-si's assistant and driver chimed in. "Nosy, let's go," Chi-si replied indifferently. On this side, Sheng Wen Yin, after getting in the car, immediately turned to Cam Mai and asked, "Sister Cam, why are you suddenly picking me up? You never did before." "Ahem, Sheng Wen Yin. Do you feel that I'm usually too strict with you?" Cam Mai coughed, cleared her throat, and said, "Do you have some incurable disease?" Sheng Wen Yin asked curiously and worriedly, "But it seems like I'm asking a bit too much." "What? I shouldn't have been so nice to you." Cam Mai got flustered and made a sharp turn, causing Sheng Wen Yin to instinctively grab onto the car door. "I'm warning you, you're not allowed to post on Weibo anymore, and someone will be managing it in the future." "You better watch it." Cam Mai turned and berated her, someone managing it?" she asked. "Yeah, some things have happened these past few days. Simply put, the company has rebuilt its development regulations for you, and future resources will be tilted towards you," Cam Mai replied gruffly. "Sister Cam, just tell me straight. Is there someone at the company who wants to use behind-the-scenes tactics on me? The entertainment industry is so scary." Sheng Wenyin immediately acted innocent, her eyes sparkling and pure like no other. "Bullshit, who do you think I am? We're a serious company." Cam Mai's head was about to explode after hearing that. "Forget it, let me tell you the truth, or else you'll start overthinking things. You became famous because of your knife sushi making video, and the company feels you have a lot of potential." Cam Mai hadn't finished speaking when a giggling sound came from beside her. "Ha ha, as expected. There's nothing better than praise." Cam Mai looked at Sheng Wenyin helplessly when suddenly her phone rang. "Wait a moment, I'll be right there." Cam Mai listened with a serious expression. "What happened?" Sheng Wenyin asked upon hearing this. "Something happened at Huang Ye's place. I have to go there." "Let me find a place for you to get out of the car. You can take a taxi back to the movie city yourself," Cam Mai said while driving. Isn't he preparing for an internship audition program? "Is the recording not going smoothly?" Sheng Wenyin pressed. "His dance partner had an accident temporarily and is currently in the hospital. He's there looking like he's about to get nasal ulcers," Cam Mai replied. "Let me go with you. I'm free today anyway," Sheng Wenyin said quickly. "All right, take the opportunity to sleep a bit on the way. I'll wake you up when we get there," Cam Mai said, and stepped on the gas to accelerate, rushing to the hospital. While sleeping, she fell into a deep slumber. It seemed like it wasn't a dream, but Sheng Wenyin's childhood memories. "What's your name?" A middle-aged man, wearing a military uniform with insignias on his shoulders, knelt down and asked Sheng Wenyin. "Marshal, this is how she's been for the past half a month. The doctor said there's nothing wrong with her vocal cords, but it's a post-traumatic sequelae," another man chimed in. "Your name is Yin Yin, right? I'm Uncle Chi. Uncle Chi and Yin Yin's daddy are good friends. How about Yin Yin comes home with Uncle? There's also an older brother at my house, and your brother will definitely like Yin Yin a lot." While in a daze, a voice calling her name suddenly seeped into her dream. Wen Yin, wake up, we're here." It was Kamei's voice that woke her. "Huh. Oh, I'm awake." Wen Yin groggily woke up. "Sister Cam, what am I gonna do now?" "It's almost time." Huang Yi hurriedly ran over when he saw Kamei and Wen Yin. "I've already called Zhao Bing for backup. She should be here soon," Cam Mei said. "Can Zhao Bing do it?" "She only knows ballet. She's never known this kind of street dance," Huang Yi asked worriedly. "I've sent her your and Zhao Hui's practice videos. Just improvise on stage later. You don't necessarily have to be able to sing and dance. What you need is the connection," Cam Mei said calmly. "Is this fate?" Huang Yi scratched his head, sighing. "Do you have a dance video here? Let me take a look." Wen Yin, who was standing next to him, suddenly spoke up. Yes, Huang Yi replied. "Do you know how to dance?" "This is hip-hop," Cam Mei asked Wen Yin doubtfully. "I know a little." "Is there time to practice once?" Wen Yin said coolly. "It's half an hour before my turn, so it should be enough." "But, sister, can you dance?" Huang Ye looked at the watch on his wrist and turned to ask Wen Yin. "I don't know, let's just try," Wen Yin replied calmly. "Just try it. If it doesn't work, Zhao Bing will go on," Cam Mei encouraged. The next contestant is Huang Yi from Wan Hong Media, who will be performing Monaco's song and dance. Joining him on stage is his dance partner, Sheng Wenyin. Let's welcome them. The host walked onto the stage to introduce them. Immediately after, Wen Yin and Huang Yi walked out together to the enthusiastic cheers of the audience. "Where's my third uncle?" Outside, Sheng Xingyu hurriedly ran over while throwing on his suit jacket. "You're here. Third Master has been waiting for you for a long time. He's being taken on a tour by the TV station's leaders. Let's go in quickly." "Hey, he's coming out," the assistant of the older man called Third Uncle said to Xingyu. "Third Uncle." As soon as Xingyue saw him, he immediately ran over and hooked his arm affectionately. "Arranging a position for you in the company. It's one thing to slack off, but this time is different. The new project is only half open, and you disappeared, forcing all departments to work overtime because of you." This third uncle immediately pulled his hand away, showing disgust. "Didn't I say to let them follow up on their own? I had something important to do before going out," Xingyue hurriedly explained. "What important thing could you possibly have?" Third uncle frowned and asked. "Isn't Aunt's matter important?" Xingyu confidently raised his face and said. "You found Aunt?" Third uncle asked in surprise. "Although Grandma and Grandpa think that if Third Chi is still unable to find Aunt by the age of 30, then we will dissolve the engagement for them so as not to implicate the Chi family, but I firmly support Third Uncle's opinion. Even if he can't find Aunt for the rest of his life, Third Chi must remain chaste for Aunt for the rest of his life." Xing put his arm around Third Uncle's shoulder and quickly explained. "But didn't you say Uncle Chi was getting close to another woman?" Third Uncle wondered. "Actually, it really doesn't involve her, and there's a way to save the country through a roundabout route." Third Uncle. Do you think if I pursue Sheng Wenyin first, Chi Si's side won't act up anymore? Xing Yue said excitedly. While they were talking, the two uncles heard the TV station leaders buzzing. Sheng Wenyin, the temporary dance partner Wan Hong Media found. Sheng Wenyin wants to dance on our show. Hearing this, third uncle left Xing Yue there and went ahead. This is bad, Xing Yue thought to himself. Inside the station, Wenyin and Kuang Yi were also dancing energetically. Sister Cam, did you see that? Zhao Bing, sitting in the audience with Cam Mai, excitedly patted Cam Mai's shoulder and shouted, Sheng Wenyin, Kuang Yi, The audience cheered enthusiastically. This part doesn't seem to be... In the previous arrangement, I watched the video, but I didn't see this part, Zhao Bing wondered. Watching this dance segment, there's no this part, so they improvised this part temporarily. How many more things is this Sheng Wenyin hiding from me? To say you only know a little is like this. Cam Mai crossed her arms, playfully blaming Wenyin. Knows a billion little bits, Zhao Bing added. No wonder she's the girl I like. Xing Yu stood in the distance, watching Wenyin's performance, praising admiringly. That's Sheng Wenyin. You said she's currently filming with Xiao Mei. But on the contrary, third uncle's expression looked serious when he saw Wenyin on stage. Yes, that's right, Xing Yue replied. Kuang Ye Sheng Wenyin. The performance ended, and the audience stood up, applauding enthusiastically, calling out their names. Don't you think she looks a bit familiar? Third uncle stared at Wenyin and said, Don't you think she looks a bit familiar? Third uncle stood in contemplation. That's right, she looks familiar. Don't you think she looks like your future eldest daughter-in-law? That is, my wife. Giving her a Ferrari. I wonder if she'll agree to date me. Xing Yue stood, waving his arms and talking non-stop. Are you itching for a beating, or what? Hearing this, third uncle got angry and slapped Xing Yu, causing him to cough up blood. When did you learn to hip-hop? I didn't see it in your resume. In the car, Cam Mai waited for Wenyin and Zhao Bing to return. Learned it half an hour before the performance, Wenyin replied casually. Talk seriously, Cam Mai said irritably. I really never learned it. Didn't you see me watching the practice video just now? I watched it many times, and... Seriously, Wenyin sat in the back seat, explaining, I wouldn't say anything, but thanks to me, Kuang Ye has been promoted and he's at grade A, a very high starting point, Cam Mai said while driving. If it's thanks to you, will he give you money? Wenyin asked quickly. It's almost the end of the month. Sister too will receive her salary soon. Cam Mai glanced at Wenyin, and Zhao Bing sitting next to her burst out laughing. How much is the salary? My basic salary is only 2,000 yuan. Wenyin crossed her arms, pouting and grumbling. The money from Squad 6 will also be shared, a total of 60,000 yuan. After the company takes half and deducts taxes, I can still receive more than 20,000 yuan, Ge Mai explained. So that's okay, Wenyin replied happily. Only 20,000 yuan per episode. I heard the prices for other guests are very high. Millions? Chi actor's price is even higher, more than 10 million. Xiao Bing asked curiously. Gen Mai said. She's the manager, mainly running errands, and replacing Kuang Ye, so the price negotiated at that time was very low, but recently, Wenyin has become famous. Starting from the next episode, the price will increase for sure. People from the public relations department are negotiating with the Lutuan 6 program team, Ge Mai said slowly. Suddenly a phone call came. What? Want to replace her? Based on what are you not letting Wenyin go? Is this price increase too much? Ge Mai was upset when she heard the Lutuan 6 program team speak on the phone. The director said that Songshu's agent is putting pressure on the program team, saying they have to change people. If Wenyin appears on Lutuan 6 again, Songshu won't go to film anymore. Ge Mai hung up the phone and said to Zhao Bing and Wenyin, she'll film if she likes and won't if she doesn't. Does she think she's the Empress Dowager and whatever she says goes? Xiao Bing said angrily. Wenyin got out of the car and stood on the sidewalk. Wenyin, just rest. Even if this program is gone, Sister Mai will find you a better one. Ge Mai leaned out of the window and said to Wenyin gently, Yes, you're really my Sister Mai. Wenyin replied with a smile. When she got back to her room, she flopped onto the bed and the first thing she did was pull out her phone and send a message to the group chat. I've been replaced. As soon as Wenyin's message was sent, her phone vibrated with a new message notification. Did that bitch do it? Dulan messaged. Ha ha ha, as expected of Sister Lan. Wenyin replied while laughing. Even though she knew that Songshu had recommended the GUD award and had been frequently attending events recently, this was still too much. You really can't tell she's this kind of person, Xinyang continued. There are many things you can't tell, but I won't be in the next episode either. My agent has gone to negotiate the contract cancellation, Duyan. Only you and Shi actor are left. You two hang in there, Dulan continued. In another space, Chi Si, having just finished showering, picked up his phone and saw the group message. He silently read all the messages, then dialed a number and said to the program crew, I'm not filming Lutuan 6. Qin didn't send any messages in the group, but directly called his assistant. What's the meaning of this? Why isn't Sheng Wenyin there? Wenyin was eating in a restaurant when she heard the people at the table behind her whispering, why isn't Sheng Wenyin coming? Hi, Dulan isn't there either. Heavens, how come actor isn't there either? The girl at the table behind her was surprised when she saw the news. I knew Sister Lan wouldn't participate, but Qi isn't there either. Wenyin wondered to herself when she heard this. No Qi actor, no Sheng Wenyin, Feng Zhaozhao and Dulan aren't there either, so what's there to watch in this trash program? Heavens, I'm not watching anymore. Lutuan 6 has a major change in personnel. Starting from this episode, the fixed guest lineup of Lutuan 6 has been changed. Wang Laoxi is back, Qi, Dulan, and Sheng Wenyin all left together. Dropping it, the news topped the Wo search chart, followed by a series of negative comments on the group chat. After hearing the news, everyone in the group messaged Qi actor, you're not going either, Zhao Zhao asked. Yeah, he replied. Haha, I watched the live broadcast and saw Yu Shu was about to cry. Ha ha ha, Zhao Zhao continued, looking at the pictures. Ha ha ha, I can laugh for a year. Dulan looked at the picture of Song Shu on the program and laughed happily. A while after finishing eating, Wen Yin was walking home when a shiny, luxurious red car parked in front of her. Stepping out of the car was a tall, slender figure with gray-yellow hair. None other than Xing Yu. Where are you going? To the film crew. Let me give you a ride. Xing Yu got out of the car and approached Wen Yin. Wen Yin, needless to say, ignored him completely. Puffing her cheeks, she turned away unhappily without saying anything. Don't walk so fast. I came to apologize to you. Xing Yue hurriedly chased after her, saying, I'm sorry. Sheng Wenyin asked in surprise. It's about what happened last time. This is an apology gift for you. Xing Yue naturally moved close to her, holding her hand and placing a car key in it, saying in a seductive voice. Xing Yue leaned closer to Wen Yin's ear again. Let's have fun together tonight. Before Xing Yu could finish speaking, Wen Yin grabbed the key and punched him in the stomach, sending Xing Yu sprawling. Ah, Xing Yue groaned, grimacing. For Shen Meng's sake, I'll spare you. Wen Yin stood with her arms crossed, shouting. I didn't do anything, I just wanted to give you a car, Xing Yue explained as he scrambled to his feet. I don't need it. She threw the key at Xing Yu and left. Hey, Sheng Wenyin, you can tell that I'm pursuing you. Wait for me, wait for me. Xing Yue hurriedly chased after her, shouting, Your brother is sick. Hurry and take him to the hospital. Wen Yin ran into Sheng Xingmeng's room where he was reading a script. She snatched the script from Shen Meng's hands, surprising him. Last time I met you, my third uncle caught me. I was tortured at the company for a week. It was hard to find an opportunity to sneak out, so I came to see you, and you hit me. Xing Yue, who had been chasing after her, entered the room and immediately started complaining to Wen Yin. Brother, don't be like this. If you're like this, Sheng Laoxi will be very embarrassed. Shen Meng, seeing this, pulled Xing Yue's hand and said, Are you really my brother? If you're not going to help me, don't ruin things for me, Xing Yue replied irritably. Wen Yin stood with her arms crossed, watching the two brothers bicker. Suddenly, she received a phone call. Survival game. She said it was an online training program. The pay is very high. You'll be a permanent guest. Each episode, you'll get 200,000 yuan. Cam Mai said excitedly on the other end of the line, I'll participate, but what is this program about? Wen Yin asked happily. Exploring and camping in the wilderness. Going fishing in the suburbs. Popularizing some knowledge about wilderness survival skills and medical skills, Cam Mai cheerfully recounted. Okay, I'll go, Wen Yin said with a smile and hung up. Turning around, she saw Xing Yue standing nearby. What now? This guy is really persistent. Good thing he's not chasing after me, she thought to herself. Then ran out as fast as her legs could carry her. Be careful. She ran blindly, and as soon as she stepped out the door, she bumped into someone. It was none other than Qi's voice. He caught her and hugged her tightly. She froze, her face turning red. Then she let go and stepped back. You, Uncle Qi, Xing Yu and Xing Meng, saw Qin and approached. Your nephew is sick. Quickly take him to the hospital. If you delay, the consequences will be dire. Wen Yin grumbled and quickly left. Do you know her? The middle-aged man with Qi asked curiously. Yes, I know her. I really like her, and I'm even pursuing her, Xing Yue quickly replied. I'm sorry. I won't dare anymore. I won't pursue her anymore. I know I was wrong. Without a word, the man immediately went to pinch Xing Yu's ear, causing him to scream. A moment later, she hurriedly ran towards the elevator. Wait a moment. Seeing the doors about to close, she shouted and rushed into the elevator. Coincidentally, Qi and a little girl were also inside. Hearing her voice, he immediately pressed the stop button. I haven't seen you lately, she said, sensing the rather quiet atmosphere. Wen Yin spoke up shyly. Yeah, the movie has wrapped up, Qi replied. Wrapped up. Then congratulations, Wen Yin said hesitantly. Congratulations for what? Qixi asked urgently. Nothing. Wen Yin swallowed and replied. You. Are you? The little girl standing in the middle suddenly grabbed Wen Yin's hand and spoke. You're? Wen Yin asked back in surprise. Chi, don't talk nonsense, Qixi said upon hearing that. She is just a you, not your you. The little girl looked up, staring intently at Wen Yin, and said affectionately. Ding! The elevator chimed. The doors opened and Wen Yin walked out. The little girl kept calling you, her hands reaching out in the direction Wen Yin left, forcing Qixi to pick her up. Even if she's not called older sister, what should she be called? What does calling her you even mean? Wen Yin scratched her head, confused. That's it for the morning. Let's continue after lunch. The director shouted from the lobby. Wen Yin saw a cleaning lady pushing a food cart in the lobby and approached her. Auntie, lunch! Lunch! She hooked her arm around the cleaning lady's arm, calling out and rubbing her head affectionately. The cleaning lady reached into the lower compartment of the cart and took out a lunchbox hidden there. This is for you, take it and go, the cleaning lady said, handing the lunchbox to Wen Yin. I love you so much. She took the lunchbox. Filled with happiness, she happily carried the lunchbox back to her room. Wow, she gave me so much extra food. She opened the lunchbox, exclaiming happily, while happily gnawing on a delicious chicken drumstick. A little girl peeked her head in at the door. Chi, why did you run here all by yourself? Where is the uncle who was with you this morning? Wen Yin beckoned the little girl to come in and asked. Uncle Chi went out and hasn't come back yet. Chi was all alone in the room and was so scared. The little girl replied with sparkling eyes. Even if you're scared, you can't run around like this, can you? What if you get lost? Don't do this again next time, understand? Wen Yin patted the little girl's head and instructed. You are my you, right? The little girl opened her big, bright eyes and asked Wen Yin, you aren't my you. You don't have any siblings. Wen Yin replied. Those eyes. The little girl suddenly reached out and touched Wen Yin's cheek. Don't use your hands to touch strangers. It's not good behavior, you know. Wen Yin brushed the little girl's hand away and said, the eyes are like grandma's. The nose is also like hers. The mouth, too. You really are my you, the little girl said, and threw herself into Wen Yin's arms. I'm really not your you. You've mistaken me for someone else. Let me take you back to your uncle's place first. She patted Chi-Chi's back, and then took out the lunchbox and fed the little girl. Don't you know what your you looks like? She asked while feeding the little girl. Chi has never seen you, she replied. Why? She asked in surprise. You isn't at home, the little girl replied innocently. This problem of blindly recognizing relatives needs to be corrected, otherwise sooner or later someone will secretly kidnap her. After the lunchbox was empty, Chi-Chi leaned against Wen Yin. Wen Yin kept saying, Chi-Chi isn't blindly recognizing people, you is really you. If you don't believe me, ask Grandma. The little girl stood up, looked at Wen Yin, said with determination, and then pressed the smartwatch she was wearing on her wrist. She dialed a number. Chi. A woman's voice came from the other end of the line. Auntie, Chi found her other aunt. The little one excitedly exclaimed, is this child talking nonsense? Shang Wen Yin hesitated. Chi isn't talking nonsense. She looks just like in the photo, exactly like Grandma's photo. The little one retorted stubbornly. Hello, who is this? The voice on the other end asked. But the conversation was interrupted as Xinxi walked in. Chi, what are you doing, Qixi? Approach Chi, I brought her back because she was running around. Wen Yin picked up the child and handed her to Qixi. Since you're back, I'll be leaving then, she said, and immediately left, ignoring Chi struggling in Xinxi's arms. Other aunt, Uncle Chi. Other aunt, left, the little one said tearfully. Do you really think that lady looks like your other aunt? Xinxi asked doubtfully. She is my other aunt, the little one affirmed firmly. All right, then I'll investigate, Qixi replied. Sheng Wenyin was attending the wrap-up party for the film Immortal Spirit Island, in which she played the female lead, when she received a call from Gan Mai. So rushed, I just finished filming. And I have to immediately join Survival of the Fittest, she asked. The show's IP said that the rainy season might come early this year, so they need to film in advance, Gan Mai answered, divided into rainy and dry seasons. Professional, she said with a smile. At the Sheng family residence, Sheng Qingqing and her mother were talking. If you want to debut, tell your father to invest in a movie, and you can be the female lead. Wouldn't that be better? Why insist on joining Survival of the Fittest? Just the name sounds dangerous, the mother grumbled unhappily. Mom, this variety show isn't dangerous at all. It's just outdoor camping. Besides, Ye Chengfeng is going too. If you don't trust me, then surely you trust Ye Chengfeng, right? Qingqing said while casually eating grapes with her legs crossed. Trust him? What is he that I have to trust him? The Ye family is declining. He's simply not good enough for you anymore. Why do you keep seeing him? The mother said with obvious displeasure. Cheng Feng will definitely succeed. In the future, he can be like film emperor Qi, standing at the top of the entertainment industry. Isn't this also a kind of success? Ching Ching stubbornly retorted. The mother sighed, giving up on her, and called 2 bodyguards in. All of you follow and take care of the young lady throughout the trip. If she loses a single strand of hair, I'll take your lives, she threatened. At the Sheng Corporation headquarters in the United States, Uncle Qi is having an affair with another woman, is that right? Sheng Yue received a call while working. A sharp voice rang out. Sheng Han, don't talk nonsense, Sheng Yu quickly said upon hearing this. What's wrong? You want to protect my other aunt's rival in love? That woman's name is Sheng Wenyin, right? And she's currently participating in a game show called Survival of the Fittest, isn't she? Sheng Han shouted. Sheng Han, what do you want to do? You're a soldier, don't act recklessly. Sheng Yue angrily raised her voice. I'm not acting recklessly, I just want to teach her a little lesson. Sheng Han replied. Sheng Han, I'm warning you, don't you dare. Allo, Sheng Yu didn't finish speaking before the other end hung up. Sheng Wenyin can't be involved in anything bad. Sheng Yue put down her phone, frowning as she thought. At the airport, Sheng Wenyin had just gotten off the plane to the location where the new program was being organized. She pulled her suitcase out to the hall and saw a group of people holding a sign with her name printed on it, gesturing to her, so she went over to the group. Aren't they here to pick me up? When she stood in front of the man holding the sign at the head, he didn't seem to recognize her, so she wondered to herself, is this the production team for Survival at All Costs? She asked. Miss Sheng, the man asked back. That's me, she replied with a smug excitement. No matter how you put it, I once had a very popular video of making sushi with a knife, so they invited me, right? But why am I standing here in a daze and they still haven't recognized me? How heartbreaking. After that, she and he got into the car. When she got in the car, she saw a walkie-talkie clipped to the car window. What, does this program even use military walkie-talkies? She saw it and wondered to herself, we have to set off to the base now, he said, waiting for her to arrive at a forest where tents had already been set up. We have a total of guests, with 3 guests still yet to arrive. Once everyone is gathered, someone will tell you all what to do. Go and rest for now. He led Wenyin into a tent and briefed her, along with everyone who had arrived earlier and was waiting in the tent. There's no phone signal here, no one can contact the outside world, I don't even know what the current situation is. Don't tell me we've been kidnapped. Kidnapped? They're proper soldiers, the couple sitting next to her whispered. Suddenly, the tent door was open. Another couple walked into the tent. Wenyin was startled when she saw them, the other 2 were also startled when they saw her, their 6 eyes met. None other than Ye Chengfeng and Sheng Qingqing. Arm in arm, putting on an affectionate display. The 2 of you go in first, and we'll call everyone together later. The man following behind said. Wait a minute, where are my servants? Ching Ching turned and asked the man. There are no servants here, just go in. He frowned and said. Everyone sat down in the tent to wait. Wenyin looked over and saw Ching Ching holding Cheng Feng's arm, clinging to him like glue, making her burst out laughing. Sorry, I was just thinking about something funny. She laughed and then turned to explain to the couple next to her, ignoring their confused looks. The clothes to change into were all prepared. The tent on the left is for women, the tent on the right is for men. Gather in 5 minutes. The soldier who drove Wenyin there spoke to everyone in the tent. He had already changed into military uniform. After changing, she and everyone else went out to line up in a row. Get on the cars, the soldier shouted, and everyone then got into the cars one by one. Wenyin did the same. This variety show feels a bit off. After the car started, Wenyin settled into her seat and suddenly felt that something was strange. She thought to herself. The car that was driving suddenly stopped in the middle of the deserted forest. Go, get out of the car here. The soldier said. Just me, Wenyin asked in surprise. Yes, get out of the car, he replied and drove away. Is this when the filming starts, I wonder? Standing alone, she hesitated, wondering. The air was humid, the vegetation lush and overgrown, clearly untouched by human development. Is this the Amazon rainforest? She looked around, alarmed. Suddenly, she heard a noise behind her. Turning around, she saw a fist hurtling towards her face at lightning speed. Wenyin turned just in time, her reflexes allowing her to dodge the punch. I don't believe you can escape this time. A short-haired girl in military fatigues charged forward. She aimed a knee strike at Wenyin's stomach. But Wenyin evaded it, grabbed her arm, pulled, and kicked, sending her crashing to the ground. I know all the military combat techniques. I'm an 8th degree black belt. What about you? Sheng Wenyin stood with her arms crossed, confidently asking. So, are you giving up? The other girl was speechless with frustration. On the live stream, comments began to appear. Am I seeing things? Is this Sheng Wenyin? What is this show? Can someone tell me what's going on? Oh my god, I was watching a movie and accidentally clicked on this program, and suddenly I see my goddess. I searched on WBO, but there's no information about this survival challenge. The intros seem to say it's an adventurous variety show co-produced by the military and civilians. Only 200 viewers. Yinzi is so beautiful and cool. I've already recorded the fight and posted it on WBO. Hey, are you also from the show's IP team? Why didn't I see you earlier? Wen Yin picked up a short branch from the ground and poked the girl's cheek with it. I'm your teammate, she replied. A teammate who attacks from behind. Judging by your aura, you seem to be a soldier, but your skills are too poor. Are you in the military's performing arts troupe? Wen Yin teased. Who are you calling part of the performing arts troupe? The girl puffed out her cheeks and retorted. You're looking down on the performing arts troupe. Then why did you sneak attack me? Wen Yin asked. What do you think? The girl retorted, then thought to herself. Because I wanted to teach you a lesson. Who told you to compete with me for a man? But now I've been counterattacked. How could I admit that I was just testing your skills? Wen Yin touched her chin, puzzled. That's the correct answer. I'm Sheng Xinghan, and I'll be your teammate for the next half-month. Xinghan smiled broadly. Sheng Wen Yin. Wen Yin cheerfully introduced herself, then grabbed Xinghan's hand and pulled her to her feet. Here's a supply pack. Xinghan climbed a tree, took the backpack from the treetop, threw it to the ground, and then jumped down. It's heavy. Let me help you carry it. I'll go ahead later. The chief said, we have to protect you celebrities. Xinghan picked up the backpack and said, So, what do we do now? Wen Yin asked. Find the map. Within half a month, we have to get the map and follow the path marked on it to leave the rainforest. After completing the mission, the prize money will be awarded according to different rankings, Xinghan said as she walked. There's prize money too. How much? She urged. Tell me, is it a lot? Wen Yin's eyes lit up when she heard about the prize money. She hugged Xinghan and shook her back and forth. First place is 1 million, Xinghan replied dizzily, swaying. From now on, let me carry the backpack. I'll scout the way. Just follow behind and try not to get lost. For 1 million, I'm willing to risk my life, Wen Yin said loudly, her whole body burning with determination. Wen Yin put on the backpack and walked ahead. Xinghan followed behind. As they walked, Xinghan secretly brushed Wen Yin's hair aside and touched her backpack. Wen Yin immediately turned around and slapped Xinghan's hand. Hey, Dulan, Xinghan exclaimed. Dare to touch my supplies? I'll chop you up. Wen Yin snapped. Uncle Qi, what exactly do you like about this old woman? Xinghan looked at Wen Yin, thinking to herself. Take a break. It's not that I want to be lazy, but this time is the hottest time of the day. Almost 40 degrees. We'll get dehydrated if we keep going. Xinghan took off her coat, tied it around her waist, and said to Wen Yin, Why are you so weak? Then let's rest here first. Wen Yin replied upon hearing that. Where am I weak? Xinghan said loudly and then thought to herself. And she still hasn't broken a sweat. What amazing stamina and endurance. Wen Yin was sitting on a chopped tree stump eating a cake when she heard a loud scream. Ah! Xinghan screamed and sat down on the ground. What's wrong? Wen Yin immediately ran over and asked. Did something bite me? Xinghan said tearfully. Wen Yin lifted her trouser leg and saw 2 red bite marks. Is it poisonous? Xinghan asked. It's a venomous snake. Wait for me a moment. Wen Yin quickly went to a nearby spot, picked a leaf, rubbed it, crushed it to extract the juice, and then returned to apply it to Xinghan's leg. What is this? Xinghan asked, curious. Anti-inflammatory and detoxifying. You're not in mortal danger now, but you need treatment immediately. How do we contact the outside world now? While explaining, Wen Yin took a bandage and tightly wrapped it around the wound. No, I don't want to give up, Xinghan said with determination. Wen Yin waved her hand when she saw the team's helicopter in the sky. Is number 1 Xinghan temporarily leaving the adventure? Someone on the helicopter said through a loudspeaker. I don't... Ugh. Xinghan was in the middle of speaking when Wen Yin reached out and covered her mouth. Temporarily. Is there even a temporary rule? She looked up and asked, speaking loudly. Any member of the squad who encounters a problem can actively or passively leave the adventure. If another member finds a revival card, they can revive their teammate. The reward is accumulated based on the total number of people in the group. First place is 1 million per person, but if there is only 1 person left in a 2-member squad, the corresponding reward will be reduced by half, meaning only 500,000 per person. The person on the helicopter said loudly through the handheld loudspeaker. Don't worry, I will definitely revive you. You quickly get out of here and be cute. If I find a revival card, I will revive you right away. Wen Yin patted her shoulder and advised, I'm not giving up. How can I let you act alone? What if you encounter danger? My injury is fine. I can do it, Xinghan said firmly. This is a poisonous snake. This is no joke. If it leaves lasting damage, you won't be able to join the military for the rest of your life, Wen Yin said tactfully. Then you have to remember, you absolutely must revive me, Xinghan murmured. 1,000,000, how could I forget? Wen Yin replied happily. The sky gradually darkened. Only Wen Yin was left alone in the forest, without anyone holding her back. The progress was indeed much faster. It's getting dark, and the temperature is dropping again. If I keep walking in the dark, it will be a great challenge to my stamina. That should be it. For today, I should find a place to sleep for the night first. She stood on the rocky outcrop, looking up at the sky, and said. Then she carried several large sharp-edged stones and threw them at the tree trunk, replacing the axe, and then used the tree trunk to set up a plank so she could lie down and sleep. Every move she made was both skilled and powerful. The livestream was buzzing with comments, Sheng Wen Yin, the bisexual man, asking if she was convinced or not. My Wen Yin is truly capable of everything. If you told me she wasn't a man, I wouldn't believe it. Haven't the camping enthusiasts told you? Don't underestimate her seemingly simple movements. The accommodations may be basic, but the physical strength required is absolutely immense. What has this girl been eating to be so strong? I don't care about anything else, I just want to know. She's finally asleep. Amazing, I can finally go to sleep too. I couldn't bear watching all night. My eyes are surrounded by dark circles, Wakya. After a while, Wen Yin woke up to the rustling of leaves and footsteps coming from the southwest. She sat up and said, Heavens, what's going on? What do we do? Sheng Tingting cried out in fear, realizing that a pack of wolves was eyeing their campsites, including the young soldier and Qi Si. You go behind me, brother Qi. You go behind me too. You and your comrades are lost. I'll protect you for now. The young soldier turned and said, It's not necessary, Qin Si replied indifferently. Just as he finished speaking, the largest alpha wolf lunged ferociously towards Qin Si. You can't go. You have to protect me. You can't leave me behind. Tingting hid behind the young soldier, clutching his waist tightly. Let go. He's in danger. The young soldier looked at Qin Si and the approaching wolf and said urgently, Do you know who I am? If I get hurt, my dad will absolutely not let you get away with this. Tingting clung to his waist as the soldier shielded behind him while the rest of the wolves lunged toward him, and Tingting, seeing that things were turning sour, she abandoned the young soldier and fled as fast as her legs could carry her, leaving him to be bitten in the arm by 2 or 3 wolves. Blood flowed from his arm. He struggled fiercely. Then a knife came flying out of nowhere, piercing the wolf's body and causing it to collapse dead. The owner of that knife was none other than Sheng Wen Yin. Are you okay? Wen Yin jumped down from the treetop, startling the young soldier with her cool entrance. I'm fine, he stammered. Good. Just stay up there. Don't jump down and distract me. Wen Yin looked up and said to Qi Si, who was still sitting in the tree. Then she took out a whip and lashed it hard at the remaining wolves, causing them to howl and scatter in a panic. Luckily, it's just torn clothing, the skin underneath is still intact. Qi Si jumped down, approached Wen Yin, took her hand to look at it, and said, They wouldn't dare come near me. She pulled her hand back and replied, Here, take this. She took out a small knife and handed it to Qi Si. Do you know how to use it from a distance? You can lure them away without getting close and wrestling with them. Qin Si looked at her and gently asked, Of course, I know. Climbing a tree does the trick, Wen Yin quickly replied. Then you, Qi Si, hesitated. But they're gone. It's finally resolved, she said with an innocent, carefree look. Seeing this, Qin Si felt even more affection for her, looked at her and thought, Are you guys all right? Sheng Tingting, hiding behind a tree in the distance, peeked out and said loudly, What do you want to do? Tingting cowered in fear as she saw Wen Yin approaching her. Wen Yin walked up to Tingting and slapped her across the face without hesitation. You dare hit me, Tingting bristled. This slap is on behalf of that young boy. He's a soldier, so he definitely can't hit you, so I'm reclaiming his rights on his behalf. After speaking, Wen Yin raised her hand and gave Tingting a second slap. This slap is on behalf of Qi Si. He's so weak that he needs hot water to wash his face. If he didn't know how to climb trees, I'm afraid his body would be as cold as ice by now. You prevented the rescue, a crime punishable by death 1,000 times over. Qi Si, hearing her words, must have felt both touched and chilled. Sheng Wen Yin, I won't let you get away with this, Qing Qing screamed at the top of her lungs. What a coincidence. I won't let you get away with this either. This final kick is for myself, because you tore my clothes. She kicked Qing Qing in the stomach, sending her sprawling backward a meter. The realistic performance from before was once again captured by the netizens. The audience watching the show commented non-stop, I don't care, Wen Yin is the best. Wait a minute, I just rewatched it again and again, and if my eyes aren't deceiving me, I clearly saw that when Film Emperor Qi threw the flying daggers, it was almost at the same time as Sheng Wen Yin hit the hind legs of the 2 wolves. Am I seeing things? Who is that girl? Why does she look so unfamiliar? Weren't they saying 10 rookies and 10 celebrities? Where did this wild chicken female lead come from? Fight more. I was so angry just now. I just rewatched Film Emperor Qi's tree climbing. He ascended a 4-meter tree in 5 seconds, which is fundamentally not human speed. Qingxi helped the soldier back to Wen Yin's resting spot. Make yourself at home. Wen Yin said, "That's really amazing. Although the room in this tower looks very simple, it is actually protected from insects, fire, and rain, and it is very complete inside. But how did you chop down those trees? Such large tree trunks require an axe, but there aren't any large tree chopping tools in the supply basket, right?" the soldier asked, puzzled. "Flattering me is useless. I won't let you stay here temporarily." Wen Yin turned around and glared, saying, "I didn't mean that." He quickly replied. The three of them sat down to rest. Wen Yin lit a fire to warm them up. "You need to go to the hospital." Qixi turned to the soldier and said, "No, I can still endure it," he replied. "Rookies, do you all like to rely on your strength so much? Don't you value your bodies?" Wen Yin provoked. Aren't you a rookie? You're Sheng Han from the 5th Military Region, right? I heard you're the rookie king this time. You're powerful, but I'm not bad either. Could it be? The soldier looked at Wen Yin and said enthusiastically, "Sheng Han is the rookie king. Or is she just a girl who only knows how to gesticulate and bluster?" Wen Yin smiled, leaning back with her arms behind her. "Oh, so you're a celebrity guest?" he asked in surprise. "I knew no one would recognize me. Yesterday I stood next to the reception staff for half a day, and he didn't recognize me either. Sheng Han is my teammate, but she was bitten by a snake this afternoon and has temporarily withdrawn for treatment," Wen Yin said while turning firewood in the fire. "She's eliminated?" the soldier asked. Wen Yin calmly replied. "We're not on the same team," Qingxi spoke up. "Then where are your teammates?" Wen Yin turned to Qingxi and asked. "They split up," he replied. "So that thing is your teammate." Wen Yin pointed in the direction of Qing and said with sarcasm, "Knowing that it would be a pity to be eliminated, but your body is still more important. Your wound needs to be stitched up. It's best to go out for treatment. Otherwise, if it gets infected, it will have very serious consequences." Wen Yin tried to persuade him. "All right," the soldier replied sadly. Then a rescue helicopter landed, and the soldier was taken away. He was lying on a stretcher, being carried onto the helicopter by other soldiers, when Qing ran after them. I want to leave too," she said, grabbing the sleeve of a rescue soldier. "Without an injury, you are not qualified to leave the competition early," the rescue soldier replied and left. "Hey, hey, hey, hey," she cried out in fear. "Without anyone to protect me, how can I survive in this rainforest? Moreover, there's that Sheng Wen Yin here. As long as I act a little weak, a little pitiful, then Film Emperor Qi, who always cherishes the fairer sex, will definitely be willing to protect me in the days to come." She thought to herself, "Teacher Qi, I'm so scared." Thinking this, Qing sat next to Qingxi, acting coquettishly. What is she saying? What is this old woman's name anyway? So annoying, the netizens complained. Qixi coldly turned to look at her, uttering only one word, "Scram." "You're an A-list celebrity. Why are you talking like that to a girl you just met?" Tang Xingxing was shocked and dumbfounded by Qixi's attitude, resorting to moral kidnapping. Saying this woman has brain damage feels like an insult to people who actually have it. I wish I could teleport there and use my 42-meter longsword to slice off her 39-meter thick face, netizens commented. "You really shouldn't talk like that to a girl you've just met." Wen Yin spoke up. "As expected, Sheng Wen Yin is still helping me. If I really get hurt in the rainforest, my parents will beat this bitch to death." Xingxing was secretly pleased when she heard Wen Yin's words. "Qingxi, you shouldn't have said a word to this girl. You're sitting on my turf. Did I give you permission to talk to this thing?" Wen Yin said to Qixi with an arrogant expression. "Sorry, I was wrong," Qixi replied happily. "Good that you know you're wrong. Get out of my house and stay as far away as possible." Immediately, Wen Yin stood up and pointed at Xingxing, yelling loudly, "I'm not going anywhere. What do you mean it's your house? Is this forest yours?" Xingxing struggled. "Fine, you can stay if you want," Wen Yin said, then picked up a burning stick from the fire and approached Xingxing. "What do you want to do?" Xingxing asked fearfully. "I said you can stay, but I didn't say whether it would be you or your ashes that stay." "I'm tired. Let me cremate you right here and now." Wen Yin grabbed her collar and held the burning stick close to her face. Oh my god, you're crazy, you bitch. I won't let you get away with this." Xingxing cried and ran away, covering her face. "Do I have to leave your house too?" Qixi stood up and approached her, saying, "Can you be like her for me? How can you survive without me?" Wen Yin put her hands on her hips and said to him in one breath, "Let's have dinner. It's not delicious, but it's filling. Are you afraid of getting dirty? You're so weak. Just peel off the skin and eat the inside." She handed him some wild forest fruits, and he looked at the pile of fruit with a hesitant expression. Qixi took it, then looked at it carefully and started peeling. "Give it here, I'll grill it for you to make it easier to peel." She looked at him, snatched back the wild fruit, skewered it, and sat down to grill it. Chi-si sat there silently watching Wen Yin, his eyes full of sweetness and warmth. After grilling, she handed him a fruit. Chi-si took it, but the hot fruit slipped and fell to the ground. She looked at him helplessly and sighed, picked it up, rubbed it and handed it back to him. Try it. She put the wild fruit on her hand and brought it to Chi-si's face. He looked at her, then at the fruit in her hand, and couldn't help but take a bite, making her heart suddenly beat faster than usual. Her hand became soft, and she involuntarily dropped the wild fruit into the fire. She looked at him shyly, then took out a bottle of water and a cake from her backpack and handed them to Chi-si. Netizens were in an uproar again. She eats wild fruit and drinks dew, but offers cake and spring water to the hottie. Her younger sister, Xing Han, just wanted to touch the cookie, and she almost broke her hand. But now she's giving the precious cookie and drinking water to film Emperor Qi. That's how I see it. What do you guys think? She's accepting living in the open, eating wild plants, and using all her resources to support a man. Sheng Wenyin, you've disappointed me too much. Those are your supplies. You're really something. Sleep in here. She threw the sleeping bag on the ground and said, just sleep when I tell you to, or what if you get sick? Seeing that he didn't say anything, she continued. Have you forgotten about the 6th Brigade in the first semester? You were sick back then too, and I took care of you for 12 hours straight, she said irritably. That was an accident, Chi-si replied with a wronged expression, not caring whether it was his accident or not. Go to sleep. Also, do you have any plans for tomorrow? Wen Yin said while arranging the sleeping bag. If we both don't have teammates, why don't we team up? Chi-si looked at her and smiled. You want me to protect you? Wen Yin asked with wide, bright eyes. Is that what you're saying? He replied softly. Then beg me. She looked into his eyes and said happily, beg Teacher Sheng to be my teammate. He looked at her shyly. This look of Chi-si's was both handsome and cute.